All right, what's going on, everyone? Dave Knittel here, doing another CONCACAF Champions League talk, and we are watching the TFC versus CAI match because the Houston Guastatoya match looks like it's in a rain delay or weather delay. I'm assuming rain. I don't think Houston's getting snow, which would be bit of a shocker. So as always, quick reminder, we are not watching, streaming the game here live. We are watching the match and talking about it. I missed the first 30 minutes of this match. I'm not sure how Toronto scored. In the bits that I've seen thus far, it seems like Toronto is clearly the team on top. They're playing much better than they did in the first leg, obviously. The pitch looks like a bit of a mess. I'm not sure if it's just cold or if there's liquid there because the ball looks like, it's getting stuck a little bit. And again, I don't know if that's just the coldness of the pitch. I don't know if it's snowing. I don't know exactly what's going on, but the ball seems to be getting hung up. Toronto's doing a pretty good job of putting press on. Obviously, they need 4 goals, so that's about as expected. We should have a couple of people joining this as we go along here. Hopefully they come sooner rather than later, so it's not just me talking this whole time. That's a tight call, and it looks like he may have been onside. That's Bradley playing a lovely ball into Morrow there. Couple quick thoughts just upon, the 3 or 4 minutes I've been watching the match. Interesting that Jordan Hamilton and Akinola are starting. Terrence Boyd not in the lineup. I know I was impressed with Akinola when he came on in the first leg, and I'm not surprised to see him in this leg. I'm interested in seeing how he does for Toronto this season, and I'm excited to see that they're giving him an opportunity. Let me check the formations real quick. Hopefully, looks like I'm trying to juggle multiple tabs here. So it looks like Toronto's in a 4-4-2. Aggressive, attacking 4-4-2. Akinola and Jordan Hamilton are up top. Looks like Hamilton got the goal. Again, not sure how he saw it. Oh, interesting. I forgot Nick DeLeon went to Toronto. He's playing left flank. Rest of no real surprises on that side. Independiente is in a 4-5-1, 4-4-1-1. About as expected. They were extremely effective last match. On the counter. And it looks like this tricky winger who's on the ball right now, I think it looks like 7. He just gave the ball away pretty cheaply. No, Romesh Ivy, maybe is that who was on the ball there? I think he's their left flank. He looked pretty impressive right there. So, yeah. So that's what's happening thus far in this match. No real surprises as far as lineups are concerned. As far as results, on the stream last week, I gave Toronto about a 15% chance of coming back and turning this around. And so, it's looking, still likely as that. If Toronto gets another goal before half, this might become a legit match. And, I know that's what I'm rooting for, because I don't think any of us want it to just be completely done and over with. Let me just double check and make sure that my sound is coming through here. Yep. Okay. It is coming through. And yeah, so Toronto clearly on the front foot. They're not dilly-dallying at all. They're getting the ball forward, which is obviously something they need to do, and putting the pressure on. And CAI has not been nearly as effective as they were last time at getting out on the counter. So obviously Toronto wants to continue that pressure. CAI wants to flip things around, but they don't. CAI doesn't need to come out and really get too stretched. There's no reason for them to risk that. And so they're playing probably as expected thus far. Bradley has done a good job spraying the ball around the pitch in the little bit I've seen. Nick DeLeon on a lovely dribble right here, I think he's playing left flank, but he is all the way on the other side of the pitch as expected. Toronto getting forward. Mavinga with an effort, 38th minute from way downtown. And barely wide. He would have needed a incredible strike for that to go in, but it was a pretty good connection. The accuracy is just not there. Again, it's really tough to score from that angle. It's probably not the most effective decision from him. And it's still just me here. I don't know where everybody else is. Hopefully they'll be here shortly. And yeah, so hopefully we can get other people involved. And Independiente is coming forward right now. A little bit of a poor control, but got it back, swinging in the cross, and right to Bono, and TFC's looking to hit quickly. Bono rolling it out to Bradley, who really, Bradley's rocking long sleeves and gloves. Usually he rocks the short sleeves, no gloves look. He's got the toughness, so I don't know if things are changing in his old age, or if that's just, if it's really that cold in Toronto. I mean, it looks absolutely freezing there. And again, I was talking about the pitch earlier. I'm not sure what is happening. Independiente coming forward, their first, opportunity I've seen since seeing them, almost gets it in. Bolivar, I think is the player's name that just hit that shot. Yeah, lovely effort. Good save by Bono. And it comes from a poor giveaway by Toronto, and then just acres of space in the middle of the park for Bolivar to get into. A little bit of pressure there from, is that the Delgado on Toronto? May have thrown him off just ever so slightly. And ultimately, I mean, looked like a highlight reel save. It's pretty routine from Bono there. All right, in swinger, Bradley with the nice win. And ball's not cleared. Independiente does well to keep it in. That's a poor headed clearance by Bradley, and CAI had another opportunity. I think I sent out the invites. So CAI on the attack now. Poor giveaway, and Simon brings it out. And again, TFC looking to go quickly. Play very vertical. And they're getting the ball forward quickly. Slightly broken up by CAI there, but Toronto's able to repossess the ball, if that's a word. Not sure if that's the right way to say that. Was able to get the ball back, basically. And guy just kind of trips over the ball. And CAI out on the break. Oh, lovely tackle by Mavinga there. That's what they were missing last match, Toronto. And that looked like a really awkward tackle. Yeah, it looks like it's just cold. I'm looking at the pitch right now, and it looks like it's just probably cold, and that's why the ball is getting hung up in it. CAI doing well, getting a little period of possession here. Toronto trying to press them, but CAI was doing an okay job until they gave it away cheaply on that final pass there. 41st minute, still 1-0 Toronto. They need 3 goals to tie this match, and 4 if they want to win, and possibly 5 if CAI gets a goal. Delgado with a lovely driving run and sets up Osorio, plays it just behind Morrow. Morrow's got to go collect in the corner here and sort of recycle possession. Plays a poor pass in. Oh, but Osorio does well to win a free kick. And again, TFC up. And after it, quick restart into Bradley. It's a lofted ball in. CAI does well. The ball is just dying on the pitch out there. It's not going to skip. It's not going to run in behind. So both teams need to be aware of that. I feel like it's mostly going to impact defending teams because, as the balls, a lot of times they count on just shielding it out, but the ball, it doesn't look like that's going to happen very often, and the defenders are going to have to be super aware. And we see a little bit of CONCACAFing happening right now. Goalkeeper claiming he doesn't know where the free kick happened. And it's back in play. And that's kind of what I was just talking about there. In a normal situation, Toronto, so just lets that roll back to the goalkeeper on the long kick by the goalkeeper. And then just didn't there. Lovely lovely combination play by Toronto there in the 43rd minute. Didn't amount to anything, but good midfield play, quick passes, getting the ball off their feet and getting into the attack. And CAI does a good job shielding it out in that instance. All right, and so later today we have hopefully Houston versus Guastatoya. That's probably going to be the matchup that's most intriguing for me. Tigres versus Saprissa has the makings of potentially being interesting. I know Saprissa is holding a 1-0 lead, but it's so tough winning and getting a result in Mexico. They need to, in all likelihood, shut out Tigres, or they need to get a goal and keep it within a 1-goal match. And I don't see that happening in that match. Lovely play in the corner by CAI, and they win themselves a throw in deep. That was really good hold up play by the forward who came wide, played a nice back heel in behind, and CAI almost had a break, but cross was blocked. CAI is pretty talented on the dribble. They've had a number of players that have done well to beat a first man or something like that. And Bono's rushing to get the ball back into play and sort of stumbling over himself. Looks like Bradley is really trying to dictate play. He's trying to get on the ball as much as possible. Right now he's dropping in between the center backs, trying to pick up the ball as the ball's in Toronto's own half. And then as they cross half, Bradley will get further forward and try to get on the ball yet again. But Toronto's really pushing their wing backs high, getting Bradley, deep between the center backs in possession. And again, all of this is pretty expected for a team that's trailing 4-0 on aggregate. And with their center backs joining the attack, Mavinga's going on a little bit of a wander here. Oh, he hangs that up. Mavinga plays in a dangerous cross. It wasn't kind of your typical cross that's dangerous. It was lofted in, but it ended up being very dangerous. And Toronto's still in the attack, lofted in. Oh, just too high for, looked like Akinola on the far post, or was that Osorio? And CAI with just a horrific clearance. Mavinga makes the wrong decision and tries to shoot from distance yet again. Second time he's done that. I think that's just what happens when you're trailing and you're trailing heavily. You're just trying to make anything happen. Should have clipped it into the far post. Now we got a little bit more CONCACAFing happening. Looks like, I'm sure that guy took a heavy hit from the goalkeeper. I'm sure he felt it, but he was well enough to get back up, play, and then go down again as soon as his side had possession. 46th minute here, and looking like it's likely to go to half. 1-0 to Toronto in the match, 4-1 to CAI on aggregate. And TFC's, they got the one back that they absolutely needed, but still a lot to play for and still have, a lot of issues that they need to address, and they need goals. And they've only really had, since I turned it on in the 30th minute, they haven't had a ton of glorious chances that looked, likely to convert. And Osorio plays a ball in behind. CAI doing just very dumb things right there. I don't know what the CAI player is doing. He's trying to sombrero a guy within 30 yards of his own net and just didn't come off whatsoever. They were very fortunate not to give away a better chance there. And here's CAI again, just having confidence in themselves, which is always good. But sometimes getting the ball off your foot, moving it quickly is the better decision. This is likely the last chance of the half. Akinola driving at the defense doesn't have a good couple touches, but is able to win a corner. And this is going to be the last action of the half here. Toronto corner kick, 47th minute, so 45th plus 2. So stoppage time in the first half. Can they convert? This would be an absolutely enormous goal for them to score. Bradley swinging it in. Puts it up for his teammates to get. Samant wins it, and somebody, I don't know if that's Akinola. Mavinga again with just a questionable decision there. Tries to bicycle kick it, and it didn't really work out, and the CAI players are not too happy about it. But everybody looks very bundled up, and I'm sure are not appreciating the chilly weather here. All right, so we're at half, and I don't know where everyone else is. So let me try to find some other people to join the CCL talk here, and we'll hopefully be in touch soon. Ooh, who else am I talking to? So I sent it to Phil. Phil should hopefully be joining us. Maybe my brothers, and maybe Drew, as well as Noob, who were on the CCL talks last week. All right, but we're at half. Again, if you're watching the match and having to see the first portion of the first half, which I missed, how was it? How is Toronto playing from your perspective? I thought Toronto looked pretty good. Obviously, they're dictating play and pushing it, and CAI is sitting back, which is as expected. I thought as the half wore on, especially the last 5 to 10 minutes, CAI started to look a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more dangerous, while Toronto started to look a little bit more desperate. And obviously that's a result of, the way things are going. Shout out to the CAI player Bolivar, one of the only ones not wearing pants on the squad. And that substitute player right there. Looks like it's pretty sparsely attended, which is as expected for midweek match in February in Canada after the home team lost 4-0 in the first leg. So for I'm going to guess 5,000 maybe max people that are at this game. I shouldn't say max. I can't see a couple ends of the stadium, but got to be less than 10,000 at this match. It's going to be a hell of a comeback if they're there to see it. What would have been your thoughts? Let us know in the comment section. How are you feeling about this match? How are you feeling about the other matches later tonight? What do you think is going to happen in Dynamo versus Guastatoya? What do you think is going to happen in Tigres versus Saprissa? I think Houston finds a way to hold out, especially at home after getting a 1-0 result on the road. And I expect Tigres to turn it on and get a victory over Saprissa at home. So I hope that those matches are pretty interesting, but I could see them sort of not devolving quickly, but I could see them kind of being ended relatively quickly. Houston gets 1 or 2 goals in the first half, and that tie is more or less over from my perspective. And Tigres, similar kind of situation. So I'm disappointed that Houston versus Guastatoya was delayed. I was most interested in watching that, and now with the delay, I'm not sure how it's going to overlap with the other matches and whatnot. I really want to watch the Tigres versus Saprissa match, but I think Houston versus Guastatoya is supposed to start in a few minutes here, and then I guess theoretically it'll be over around midway to halfway through the first half of Tigres versus Saprissa, but we'll see. Hey, what's up, Blunted? Jose Fernandez, hello. I hope Tigres lose. Okay, Mario. What's up, everybody? Thank you for interacting with me. I've been just sort of talking to myself thus far, so it's nice to know some other people are here and are following along and watching. Okay, here we go. We finally got some highlights again. I missed the first little bit of this match, so I'm going to watch these highlights and at least hopefully see the goal by Toronto. So I'm watching the highlights again. TFC coming right out. And looks like, who's that? Is that De Leon? Hamilton. Oh, jeez. Yeah, he took a decent hit right there. I mean, Sorio's putting himself in a dangerous area. Akinola doing fantastic. Ooh, to win the ball. He's been very active from what I've seen, and I was impressed with him in the first leg, so I'm interested to see how he continues to develop. Toronto's doing a good job of getting in behind, breaking the lines. Morrow with a cross in, and Hamilton with a lovely header. Okay, so that's Toronto's goal. Lovely play. Pass in from the center backs to Osorio, who's in between the lines, plays a lovely ball out wide, and Morrow with a fantastic cross. Hamilton rises well, nice little looping header in, and Toronto, lovely to see. Beyond that, again, they haven't had a ton of fantastic opportunities. I haven't noticed. Oh, that's a lovely one. All right, so I didn't see this one. Oh, man, if Morrow could have finished that chance, that would have made things super interesting. Great cover by the defense, and Morrow. Great goalkeeping as well. I mean, he got a foot on that, or a leg on it at least. This is excellent hold-up play by Hamilton there to turn the defender. Again, Osorio very involved. Hamilton doing well to turn. And here's Aro swinging across in, and Hamilton. Hamilton's doing very well in the air. CAI needs to get closer to him on the crosses. They're leaving way too much of a gap. And now we're seeing Independiente's best chance of the match. That's a very good save by Bono. I think that's going in the lower corner. It does well. I mean, yeah, that's a good shot, good save. So that was Independiente's best chance of the match there. Hey, Daniel, how's it going, man? We'll hopefully have some other people here, but how are you feeling about the matches? Daniel, if I recall correctly, Guastatoya. Was Guastatoya the team that you... No, it wasn't Guastatoya. Never mind. It was Alianza. Never mind. So I was getting them confused. But what do you guys think is going to happen in the other matches? How are you feeling about this match? Is there any hope for Toronto in this second half? I think realistically, they need to get a goal in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the second half, and then things are a possibility. But if they don't, I just don't think so. What are your final score predictions, including the game going on right now? All right. This game, I'm going to say finishes 3-1. I'm going to say Toronto gets a goal around the 60th minute or so, 60th or 70th, let's say 70th minute. Things get hectic. They push numbers forward. Get a third goal somewhere in the 80s, and then as they just go all out, Independiente hits them on the counter, and I'm going to say this one ends 3-1 to Toronto, but 4-5-3 on aggregate, right? Yep, doing the math correctly. Blunt has got Toronto going through. Yeah, that's what I was saying before. If Toronto could have gotten a goal before half, I would have had more confidence in them turning this around and getting a result. But they need to score. They need to score 3 more goals just to get it to extra time or get it to a point where they can then have an opportunity to win. And CAI, Independiente, just needs an away goal. And that would just... The fact that Toronto didn't get an away goal and, going back to the Terrence Boyd penalty and just how poorly they played down in Panama, they're going to be kicking themselves. Mario, to go back to your question earlier, Houston versus Guastatoya, I'm going to say that one finishes 2-0 to Houston. I'm going to say Houston gets 2 first-half goals and then just sort of shuts up shop. Got to slow down. I'm talking too fast. Shuts up shop, and that tie is over by the end of the first half. And both teams sort of go for it, but nothing really happens. I could see that score getting out of hand because Houston has a ton of pace and is really good on the counter. And as Guastatoya has to push numbers forward, I think that they can really open up, and Houston could turn into a rout. Now, if Guastatoya gets a goal, things are going to get very, very interesting, but I don't see that happening. I see Houston getting a goal or 2 in the first half and then sort of putting that game to bed. Finally, in the Tigres versus Saprissa match, it's really, really tough for me to call. I didn't see the first leg. I know Saprissa won 1-0. I know it's incredibly tough to win in Mexico, and I'm betting on Tigres. Not I don't wager money, but if there was a just for my own sort of head, what I think is going to happen, I could see the match being something like 4-0, 4-1, something along those lines to Tigres, and they get through. So, what about you guys? What do you think is going to happen, or anyone? I mean, we may have women here. What do you think you people are predicting for the scores here? What do you think is going to happen in these matches? And we're seeing the highlights again. Can Saprissa and Alianza eliminate the two Mexican clubs? So the question is always, when you say can, yes, anything is possible. We've seen crazy things happen. Will they? No. Daniel, to answer your question, so for anyone not following in the chat, can Saprissa and Alianza eliminate the two Mexican clubs in the round of 16? Yes, anything is possible, but I don't think it's going to happen, especially not both of those things happening. And I don't think either of them are going to have. I mean, I would put the chances at less than 10% for, less than 10% for both of those things to happen. And for either of those things to happen, I mean, I'm going to put the odds at less than 30%. Again, Saprissa gave themselves a legit shot. They didn't give up an away goal. They scored a goal at home. They won the match. They need to get a scoreless draw, actually, they just need to get any sort of draw. It would be incredible. Yeah, Daniel. I mean, it would be a huge storyline if either of those teams can get a result. Going back to the Alianza match, which I know you were here for, and we were talking a bunch about it. It was so disappointing for Alianza not to win that match because they dominated play in the defensive and middle parts of the field, and they just could not score for the life of them. And the fact that they weren't able to win at home, they played fantastic. And if they can somehow replicate the way that they played, I mean, they'll have a shot, but I just don't see that happening in Monterrey. And I just see Monterrey being able to score a bunch of goals and, Alianza not being able to get a result. But if both clubs win, I mean, that just throws a huge wrench into the bracket. I mean, then you have to seriously start to favor MLS clubs for winning the title. And I mean, quite frankly, anything can happen at that point. And I don't want to write off Saprissa or Alianza at that point. I mean, soccer is a really interesting sport where anything can happen, especially over two legs. So, I'm going to be rooting for that because I root for chaos, especially when my team's not involved, which unfortunately the Philadelphia Union has not ever been involved in CONCACAF Champions League. So right now I'm just rooting for the craziest things to happen. Like, quite frankly, Independiente getting a result over Toronto is a chaos type thing. And if they get through, that would be a huge sort of upset and shock. And if any others can happen, that would be awesome. So we'll see what happens. Anyone going out on a limb and predicting a huge upset or anything like that? I know Blunted said you got Toronto coming through. So do you think that that's still going to happen? Mario, what about you? What are your score predictions for this match? I know you asked me earlier. And I am still trying to track down some other people to join this stream with me. I thought we were going to have quite a few people, and it hasn't happened yet. But that's all right. At some point. Oh, is Phil? So we should have Phil here. All right. So let me do a little bit of technical things. Excuse me. Sorry, bear with me a sec as I try to invite Phil, who we've had on the podcast before, and hopefully get him in here and get his thoughts. And so it's not just me yammering on to myself. I have Saprissa and Allianz. Wow, Daniel, going out on a limb there. I love it. If it happens, fantastic. But we'll see. I'm not sure about that. Hey, what's up, Phil?
What's going on, guys?
There we go. Oh, you got the locomotive kit on.
Gotta represent,
Nice. That looks good. Who's the BLK? What is that? What is that?
They're kind of a rugby centric.
Ah,
Yeah. But they went with them because they could do a more of a custom design
yeah.
and not get a templated like they do in Nike and Adidas these days.
I love it, man. That kit is really cool. I love the stripes at the top for the engine type of situation. That looks really cool.
Yeah, it is funny because I don't for whatever reason people here hate it, but
Really?
I think it's slick. Yeah.
Yeah, people just I think just their natural are just naturally negative, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it happens far too often. We're always ready to rag on something.
yeah, it's so much easier to do that. So I'm not sure if you've been watching. I missed the first little bit of this match. I saw the highlights. Any thoughts on the first half or anything?
Well, I mean, I think it's exactly what we kind of expected, where Independiente isn't gonna come to Toronto and just be on the front foot, but yeah, they've been doing okay in terms of battening down the hatches, I guess, just trying not to blow it. But I don't know, Toronto, they have a chance here. They're gonna have the chances to actually get back in this, but they need a second goal here. I think early in the second half.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think they need one before the 60th minute to make this a real match. The way my predictions on the way that this is going to finish is I think Toronto gets two more goals this half, and then in the last couple of minutes they open up and Independiente gets a goal and they counter and they don't complete the comeback. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I root for chaos and crazy things to happen, but it's just so tough overcoming a 4-0 deficit to start the match.
Yeah, mentally, it's just I don't know. I guess they can go out there and play without pressure, but them suffering a defeat this early in the competition can only be described as a catastrophic result. So the pressure is really on Toronto. They can't just go out there and try to get back into it. They really have to.
Absolutely. And it's not like they're going up against the Saprissa or a Herediano or a Liga MX team. I mean,
right.
All due respect to Independiente, I mean, historically, they're a side that Toronto and most MLS teams should, be beating. And that result was just absolutely crazy. I will say towards the end of the first half, I know you were saying they don't have pressure. I felt like specifically Mavinga was just doing some things offensively that were indicative of feeling the pressure, where he was ripping shots from 30 yards out. He tried the bicycle kick at the end of the half. It seemed like it was a little bit desperate from the center back.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I think I don't know. I'm thinking that based on the sheer amount of advertisers on Independiente's kit, that Toronto should not be going out to a team like that. But that's yeah. They obviously they deserve to be in this position because of how they played in the first leg, and so yeah, I think it'll be a tough test for them to survive. But who knows? 3 goals is going to be tough for Toronto to get against the bus that they've got parked.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, they had some chances in the first half. Specifically, Jordan Hamilton was winning things out of the air, and Independiente was not doing a fantastic job of marking him up, which
Right.
they really gotta do a better job of. What have you made of the pitch? I know I was making some comments earlier, just how slow it was.
Yeah.
I mean, that probably favors Toronto just because, I mean, the turf that they played on down in Panama couldn't have been quicker, and Independiente really exploited that with their stuff. So do you think that was, either by design, or do you think that's just, just the weather?
Yeah, I think it's driven by the conditions. It looks like, I mean, obviously it is still definitively winter in Toronto. So even though, down here in El Paso it was 70 degrees today, I forget that there are parts of the country that are still suffering. So, or the continent, I guess, in this case. And yeah, I don't think they meant to tear the pitch up, but yeah, it's looking pretty shoddy. I think it might actually kind of help Independiente out a little bit, because Toronto, you'd expect them to be the more fluid team and Independiente to be playing a little more direct and on the break. And so I don't know. It may end up actually hurting TFC in this case.
Oh,
good ball for Bradley though.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And then it unfortunately didn't amount to anything. No. But yeah. No, yeah, and I think that's a good point there. And I don't think it was done intentionally or anything like that, but it was just something I noticed, and as I was speaking, the idea just sort of came to me. So I wanted to throw it out there.
Well, and that's what I mean, who knows? Like there's so much gamesmanship in soccer, across the whole world. Not cutting the grass or whatever
shoveling the pitch, right? For Liverpool. I know we're Liverpool fans, so
yeah. Yeah, only shoveling it half of the field, and I don't know. So it's not outside the realm of possibility. I think in this case Toronto would want to play on a better surface given the opportunity, but today it's definitely not going to play as quick as they were playing down in Central America last week.
Yeah, and so Blunted, one of the commenters said there's a bunch of sand on the pitch, and that's what the commentators. I always want to call them commenters because especially when we're streaming, I want to call them commenters. But the commentators were mentioning earlier, which is interesting. I know that's kind of a standard practice for fields when they're getting torn up, but
right.
Yeah, so I guess that explains kind of the slowness of the pitch as well. But
yeah,
I mean,
at first I thought it was like snow or ice.
So did I. Yeah, no, I thought the same thing. Oh, that's a lovely move by Osorio here. He's looked very dangerous in this match. Osorio played well.
Yeah. No, they have difference makers. That's why it's certainly not beyond them coming back from this, but it'd be a challenge for any team, I guess.
Yeah, and Toronto's got a corner right now. I'm assuming Bradley's likely going to be hitting it. So I just saw Independiente kind of created their own problem on that one.
Yeah.
Oh. And ultimately, Independiente gets it clear, but Toronto's still coming with the pressure. They're playing, the way that they have to. They need to stay on the front foot. They need to keep the pressure up, and Independiente is leaving gaps on the pitch for Toronto to get after, but as Toronto is coming forward, Independiente can hit them on the counter, and that's kind of what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And Morrow does a fantastic job of getting back in position and winning the ball. Excellent work.
Yeah, it was really well done. That is what's so dangerous and precarious about Toronto's position right now is all it takes is one ball in behind, and it's essentially the tie over. And so they have to be that sharp every time that, it'll only be a few times the rest of the match, but every time they have to be sharp to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Where do you, so I'm going to put you on the spot here. Where do you stand on Michael Bradley and just his performances? We can just talk MLS. We don't need to get into the national team stuff, but what do you think about him for Toronto? Do you think he's losing it? What do you think?
I think there's been a regression. I think obviously, they were the best team in the league 2 years ago, by maybe, they were a historically good team, and very expensively assembled as well. And, for an MLS side, but Bradley just, for me, it was the move back, I think was a little early for him, but now
from Roma to Toronto.
Yeah. And in general now the drop off just seems to be so steep, since he's been back. And so
good work by Aro there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well done down there, right? But no, he's still obviously a very valuable player for Toronto. But I do think that they probably need to identify his replacement sooner rather than later in terms of.
Nothing comes of the corner. There was a dangerous corner. So it swung in by Oro. Good flick on by, I don't know if that's Delgado or De Leon. Looks like De Leon.
Yeah.
And Mavingo, that would have been a hell of a header from penalty spot. No pace on the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking some serious neck spin.
Yeah. Maybe there is where he should have tried the bicycle kick or some sort of helicopter karate kick. But it didn't amount to anything.
But no, I do think he's still obviously, and he's still a presence for Toronto, but I do think that we're kind of seeing the twilight of Michael Bradley right now. We got a chance here.
Yeah, so I was really impressed with Akinola, the guy that just hit the cross in the first leg. So what have you thought about him?
I think he's a threat, genuinely. It's actually kind of interesting to see. This new kind of side that Toronto's put together out of the ashes of last season, and it's nice to see some fresh blood as we talk about Michael Bradley being kind of one of the longest serving players.
Almost by Hamilton there. Yeah. Sorry, you were saying Bradley being one of the most longest serving.
Yeah, well, being experienced, it's interesting to see him in a team where they've brought in kind of some fresh faces across the front line in Toronto. So it's an interesting side they've put together. Obviously, not up to snuff last week, but I think they've got the makings of a pretty effective team.
Yeah, interesting. And there was so while we were talking there, so Hamilton, another chance, an opportunity. I mean, it seems like clearly Toronto just is trying to hit him in the air. That's one of the ways that they're trying to get in there. And then another one is they're really trying to dribble at the defenders and cause a little bit of chaos. Aro out wide again. Lovely move to get by. And again, the cross comes in, just TFC. Sometimes when that happens, so a player thinks he's doing well by beating a man or whatnot, but it really throws off the timing of runs, and that kind of just happened there with Aro. But Clay is still alive. There's a little bit of chaos right now, and Sorio can't make a connection. Oh, good play by Mavinga. Mavinga looks like, oh my goodness, what a move. I was going to say, he just looks he looks unconventional. I think that's what it is. Right. He's kind of got a little bit of that Mamadou Sakho, Blaise Matuidi style where they just look like they're not, like moving properly, but they do some incredible things.
Yeah, they have that kind of ungainly gait, but it's effective more often than not. That was impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not sure Bridger to address. Yeah, I don't think they'll get 3 more goals in this match either. But we had a tough foul. Is that going to be a yellow? No foul. Yeah, TFC is sorely missing Giovinco, especially for a team kind of bunkered down. He can just have a moment of brilliance and really, either beat a guy with a free kick or beat him on the dribble. I mean, he was just one of the best players in MLS history. So they are sorely missing him. I would agree with that.
Yeah, it's that. I mean, it'll take them. It's reminiscent of when Liverpool is an easy one to go to, but a guy like Suarez leaves and everyone is like, oh well, we'll just replace him with these 3 players will equal his goal tally, and that's just not often how it works. And you see that drop off for a couple of seasons after a guy like that leaves. And I think Toronto's probably going to go through some similar growing pains. Sans Giovinco.
Yeah, I think so as well. A lovely ball in by De Leon there. Nobody's on the end of it. But again, that's kind of what I was touching on earlier. Just some of the timing is off on some of the runs. And it's really important, especially on crosses, to sort of get the timing right, especially to give your forwards the best chance. And Akinola and Hamilton are good in the air, so it's you got to figure that one out.
Yeah, I mean it does become kind of I think like whipping the crosses in does at some point kind of become a little bit of a crutch or like a little lazy in attack, and so I think it can be good as long as they start trying to work some other stuff as well. Because they have targets, they have the ability to score with their head, but the over relying on those deliveries from out wide can be a real crutch, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the way Osorio and Delgado and Bradley have played and can play. I mean, they can
Right.
break this team down. It's not like Independiente is Juventus, right? And so, um, they've been very good. They've been very organized. But at the end of the day, Toronto has had opportunities to pass through them and has gotten in between the lines and whatnot. And we're kind of seeing it right now with some dribbling and whatnot. De Leon does well and gets a shot off. But yeah, there needs to be more of that where you're kind
Right.
of putting Independiente on the back foot.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I think just forcing them, because I mean they've defended well in the sense that it's been effective at keeping Toronto out, but they look extremely vulnerable. And so I think Toronto just need to try to work more moves, like you said, like that, where they're creating opportunities in the center of the field, and not just getting the ball, because their fullbacks are going to have space. But if everybody's just whipping crosses in, then it's going to be a long day, I think. A long 30 minutes for them.
Yeah, makes it really easy to defend.
Yeah.
All right, ambitious effort there.
Yeah.
Independiente.
That's like the equivalent of just like a punt.
Yeah.
Like, just put it out and waste some time, and
yeah.
Just the ball boy was on it though, so not too much time wasted.
Yeah, the ball boys have done a good job getting the ball back into play quickly. De Leon with some good work on the side. Delgado spraying it wide. Again. Now, see, everybody on Toronto is static in the box. So even if that cross does come in, I mean,
Right.
You're asking a lot for your players to be able to win it, direct it on target, and direct it with enough pace for it to be effective. So, yeah, that's where, like you were saying, they need to be more patient, swing the ball around, maybe generate an opportunity a different way, especially when, things have already gotten static. But
Right.
they won themselves a corner, and so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah.
Oh, dangerous ball in. Simon with the lovely shot. Looks like Hamilton may have gotten in the way of it, and now maybe a little CONCACAF thing going on here. It's never too early to start.
Yeah, the gamesmanship is gonna continue for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a comment here from Bridger, who was saying he doesn't blame Giovinco for leaving. He's not going to, play in Italy anymore in the Italian squad, so make as much money as possible until he retires. What do you think about that sentiment, Phil?
I mean, honestly, like that does make sense. I mean, at his age, he's definitely not getting back into the Italy squad. I think it's a little risky in from the sense that, we got to sub as well. Boy coming on.
What do you think about that sub? So we'll get back to Giovinco in a minute, but what do you think about that sub? I find that interesting.
I think Toronto better hope they don't get a penalty.
I don't think he's going to be taking it.
No, I don't know. It's a little strange because, I mean, obviously Terrence Boyd a little more experience. Maybe they're looking for that in there.
He's also taller. I mean, if they're going to keep going with the whole crossing vibe.
Yeah, just a straight target man style, I guess. But yeah, so the I think in terms of Giovinco, he was basically a legend in Toronto. So I personally, wouldn't give up a situation like that. Like, my move would be, if I can try to get back into the Italy squad, then maybe I'm moving back to Europe or something like that. But making the move just to make some more cash, I don't know, because anything can happen out there. You just kind of disappear into complete anonymity. Whereas at least in Toronto, you had a fan base that adored you, I guess.
It's true. Yeah.
Dicey defending on that one.
Yeah, I know. It worked out, but again,
Yeah.
Bridger, Boyd, Boyd's very good in the air, but still, kind of, it comes back for me to the timing of these crosses and making sure that Toronto effectively kind of hits them in. So we'll see how they continue to develop. We got a little bit more CONCACAFing happening, just little things. This is just good gamesmanship by Independiente. And again, so we're into the 65th minute at this point, still 1-0 to Toronto. They need 3 more goals. That was a horrific throw. It's tough. They need a goal within the next few minutes to really have this happen. I think at halftime, before Phil joined, I said Toronto would get a goal before the 70th minute and then sometime in the 80s. So, and then Independiente would get a goal on the break sometime, late in the match. So my prediction's still looking likely. So we'll see what happens. Phil, you want to go out on any limbs, make any sort of proclamations?
I mean, I like the I don't know, the timing of yours makes sense. I think if they do grab one and they just right now they just need the pressure. They need Independiente to start feeling like they're gonna blow it. That's and right now they don't really feel that, I don't think. And if they do get that goal in the 70th, that might start to creep in.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And Bridger, I see your comment. Oh, this is lovely play from Toronto here. Chaotic play, chaotic defending, and ultimately Independiente gets it clear. But that was a tough opportunity for Toronto not to get a legit chance out of. But Bridger, at halftime, I was saying the same thing. I didn't realize De Leon went to Toronto. That must have been I don't know if he was traded, if that was an offseason thing or what. But I mean, he's been fairly effective. I thought Dorsey, who played on the right wing in the first leg, was pretty impactful. He was one of the only players at least trying things for Toronto. I don't think anybody had a good game, but I thought he was at least okay. But De Leon, tons of experience. He's looked, pretty good in this match. And there he is on the ball, getting it started, and Toronto getting out on the counter. Good run in behind by Hamilton. And ultimately kind of fell over. May have been looking for a foul. That would have been a dangerous spot, but didn't get the call.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's a terrible, terrible header. And that is the match. What is going on there?
Oh, man. That's a disaster.
That is an absolute disaster. And I think he's onside because Simon tried to head the ball. I think that's what they're saying, right? He tried to take a defensive action.
Yeah, it's one of those rules that if you deliberately touch it, it doesn't have to go the way that you meant it to. You just have to try to, since he deliberately tries to head it.
Yeah.
It's onside because
that is. Go ahead. Sorry.
Continue. Yeah. Well, you can't call it a deflection. That's that's what he would still be off if it's a deflection or an unintentional touch. But he means to head it and he just gets it wrong.
I think for me, but the reason he heads it the way that he kind of does is because of his presence, right? You see his arm stretching out. Like, this is where the rule is just, I get why this isn't called, and I get that, the deliberate play, but just the fact that he's got his arm out there, he's kind of trying to feel for the guy. I think that, has an impact on the way he plays the ball, but I get that it's not called. And Mavinga with a somewhat hero tackle there, I don't think he needs to go to ground there. And, ultimately, Independiente gets a break, and I think that is probably the match.
I mean, credit to the fans who made the trip. That's they just showed in the away end.
Yeah, that's a hell of a journey for a midweek match.
Yeah,
and to Toronto, which is like, it's not like you're going to Panama, right? It's not like you're going somewhere that's nice and warm and all of that.
Yeah, going the wrong direction for February.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
What do you What did you make of the goal? Anything else? What did you think about Mavinga with the tackle there? Are you going to put any blame on him for that?
I mean, I guess I get why he goes down in the sense that he's really knows that that's the tie. But yeah, I don't know. I guess an argument could be made. Could he have just chased back and try to marshal him out wide, or I don't know.
Yeah, because at that point, I mean, you're step for step with the guy on a slow pitch, right? And so it's like slide tackle needs to be, who was it? Maldini, I think, was the guy who said, when I slide tackle, it means I've made a mistake. I could attribute that to the wrong person, but it was some Italian defender who made that comment. What's going on here? Are they still arguing the goal? I'm not sure what Bradley's still up in the referee's face here.
He's already been carded, I think, as well.
I know. Yeah, he's got to be careful there. But the player basically said, if I make a slide tackle, it means I made a mistake, and so it needs to be the last resort. And so for Mavinga to do that, I just, again, it's tough to fault him there. That most of the blame needs to lie at Simon's feet. But yeah, that was interesting. Speaking of Simon, did you happen to? I know it just came out, but did you happen to see LAFC documentary on ESPN Plus yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't actually watched it yet. But I'm definitely going to check it out. All of these documentaries I eat up. So
yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, I just watched it over the last 2 days. It was really well done. It's 10 episodes, but it's like anywhere from like 13 to like 25 minutes or so. So it's not like, like Sunderland, each one was about an hour long, and I think cities were an hour long. I don't even think I finished the city one. Juventus was good. I watched that one, but yeah, I'm loving all these documentaries too.
Yeah. Just like the level of access is so cool. You just don't, it's stuff you normally, you're just not used to seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was really cool with LAFC because they have the whole element of being an expansion franchise and building from nothing, which, not too many other documentaries kind of have. Sunderland was super interesting because it was, relegation, when everybody expected, I think when they were filming that documentary, they fully expected it to be a promotion, documentary, and it went kind of the other way.
That is that whole documentary is an exercise in like how quickly a toxic organization can completely implode. The rot there, they talk about that and you think, oh no, it's just, this manager wasn't up to it, or this player was a problem. But in that case, it was literally, it didn't matter what they tried. They were going down. There was nothing they could do about it until they got sold. But
I thought it was really interesting in that documentary. You're the first person I've been able to talk to about it. The Jack Rodwell situation and how he was painted as such a villain in that whole thing. What did you make of them kind of doing that? Did you think he was wrong for not, moving on, or what do you think about that?
I mean, I think that obviously it's a player's prerogative in the sense that the club, he didn't ask to be signed to the contract. Like the club is the one who made the deal and all that. So part of the blame lies with them. I think when they make that appeal and say, look, like, you're not playing, we can send you somewhere where you'll play. It's going to probably be on less money, but you'll have an opportunity to do something this season. And he's like, nope, I'll just take my paycheck. I think there is something kind of sinister about the whole thing where I think he held it against the club for putting him in that, for not giving him the opportunity. And so now he's playing center back, and I can't even remember who he's playing for these days, but yeah, it was the same with Lewis Graben. He just terminates the loan, and then
he comes back and he scores, and he's like giving an interview smiling, and he was. I don't think he came off particularly well with that, but I mean, he's a pro. He's got to do what's best for him and his career. But yeah, it did not look the greatest
No.
from Craven.
I think he's at Nottingham Forest now, and I think he's one of the top scorers in the championship again. So he's
Oh.
I don't know, for a championship striker, basically career championship striker, he's done all right. But yeah, that didn't do his personal brand any favors, I don't think.
No, it did not. I saw a Forest match earlier this year. I'm trying to think if I remember him. Obviously, it was before the documentary, so may just not have registered with me at the time. But yeah, it was an interesting match. We have a comment from Bridger. Does Bob Bradley have an accent, or is it just me? Yeah, he's got an interesting sort of accent. I think he's from Jersey, and so it might just be kind of like Jersey, sort of like a little bit in New York, and obviously he's been kind of all over the world at this point. So I think he has an accent. It's just I think it's more New Jersey than it is European or anything like that.
Yeah.
What's up, Caden? What's going on, man? I know you're a TFC fan. Things can't be going too well for you. So how are you feeling about all of this? How's the academy at TFC? So Phil, Caden is a Toronto FC Academy kid. I think he's 12, so he's one of the younger kids, but he plays in the academy. He was with us last week. He's not enjoying things right now, but he's joining us here in the comment section.
Well, welcome. That's yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what else to say.
yeah, it's really disappointing, and for being on the front foot for so long and then to concede the way that they did is just so deflating.
Yeah.
So yeah, we feel your pain, man. Being a Union fan, I wholeheartedly feel your pain. That's basically every Union season can be summed up with that goal that you conceded. Bridger had a comment. What do you think about the Eric Ronaldo talks about Las Vegas banter against TFC? So I'm not sure what you're referring to, Bridger, but I know Eric Ronaldo is not shy about speaking his mind. So I'm just going to assume he was making comments that Las Vegas could take on Toronto or something like that. Phil, do you have any idea what Bridger's talking about there?
Yeah. So Ronaldo's coaching Las Vegas, and they played in a friendly about 2 weeks ago, like right before they played Independiente in the first leg, and Vegas won 5-1, I think.
Oh wow.
In the friendly, it was obviously it was some of the younger players in Toronto and stuff, but the initial reaction to it was that, well, Toronto played poorly. It wasn't really anything Vegas did. And Ronaldo wasn't thrilled about how it was being portrayed. He's like, no, we played them off the park, all this stuff. So when they got beat by Independiente, the Lights official account actually tweeted out the Spider-Man meme with Vegas and Independiente and they're like, do you want to have the we thrashed Toronto Cup or something like that? Like, so yeah, they've been taking the piss, as I say, I guess. But yeah, it's Ronaldo was feeling like he wasn't getting enough respect for putting down Toronto. And I can't tell if this makes it more of a case for him or less, the way that Toronto's played over 2 legs.
Yeah, I mean, with preseason, it's so tough to put any sort of even if they played him off the park. I mean, they could have had training before, right? They could have run the players in the ground. There could be so much. So I get Ronaldo's hyping up his team and his brand or whatnot, but I wouldn't put too much stock into it. But it's always fun. I always enjoy a bit of banter, and Ronaldo's great for that stuff. So I'm excited to have him managing, and hope to. I mean, he's going to be so much fun in Vegas. He already has been, and so that'll be a fun follow.
Yeah,
go ahead, Phil.
I was just going to say, like the USL is shaping up to be extremely entertaining this year with, I mean, so many new teams, and then obviously guys like Ronaldo coaching and some other. Like former NASL guys in there as well. We have Mark Lowry from Jacksonville Armada down here in El Paso now. So,
and are you guys championship or League One?
Championship.
Okay, yeah. Nice. So you'll be in with Vegas and all of that.
Yep, it'll be a high adventure. We play our last friendly was against San Antonio FC, and it was 0-0. They played 120 total minutes in like a weird friendly, and it was throughout. So
oh my goodness. That
Yeah,
was a hell of a run by the
that was
Independiente.
crazy.
Good save by Bono. But yeah,
Yeah,
Independiente in the last match and this one, they've had moments where just individual brilliance where they got some
right.
really tricky guys on the ball who can get by. And that was the goal scorer too that got in
Yep.
behind Omar, I think his name was.
Omar, yeah. Number 99, which I kind of love. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. That's awesome to see. Downtown Days had a comment here. Should have given Schaffelberg another chance instead of starting Bradley. So, I mean, I have
Yeah.
thoughts on that one, but Phil, any thoughts there?
I mean, I don't know if they had anything to lose really by trying somebody else. But then again, who's to say that he's not going to get minutes as the MLS season gets closer? So, um, yeah, I think you'll see both of them throughout the season because I don't think Bradley's going to be ever present all season long.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He might be. I mean, he takes care of his body, and I mean,
Very
it feels
true.
like he's always there. So, but if I recall correctly, Schaffelberg played on the wing. If I remember from the first match, he came in and was pretty effective, but I didn't think he played in the middle of the park, and certainly not a defensive midfielder type of role. So I don't know if that would have been a like for like kind of substitution. So. Um, yeah, I don't
Fair,
know. That was
fair.
interesting. And actually, Caden brings up a good point. I mean, bringing on young talent in a pressure situation like this, I mean, it could kind of really mess with them, and kind of already in a losing situation. So, it may not have been the best situation to bring in a young player. So that's a good point, Caden.
Yeah, I think it shows that Vanny was dead set on actually coming back into this. Because if he was resigned to going out, it would have been a bunch of kids out there.
Yeah, exactly. Just playing for the experience. But no, I mean, and quite frankly, before last week, I said they had about a 15% chance of coming back. I mean, it's not not high, but they very well could have come back if they got another goal in the first half, if the Hamilton header keeper doesn't save, or if he puts another one on target. If it was 2-0 at halftime, I mean, this could have been a comeback, but not great chances. Bridger, if a USL team won the Open Cup, they would get to play CCL. Yep. Yeah, that's how that works. So the cup competitions and the qualifications for CONCACAF Champions League are U.S. Open Cup gets a spot, Canadian Championship gets a spot, MLS Cup gets a spot, and then the winner of each Eastern and Western Conference gets a spot. So that's how MLS has 5 teams in this competition. So theoretically, if any team other than an MLS team wins the Open Cup, they can get into the tournament. They can get into CONCACAF Champions League. I think so. Caden brings up another point about leaving out young talent because the old guard is still there, and they're having the young talent play in USL. But now that they're in the first team, they're not playing at all. So it's tough, especially early in the season. MLS is a step up from USL, and also just, I mean, players that have been there and been through it. It's easier for a coach to sort of trust those players than put his faith in young players that haven't played at the level. So especially early in the season, I can see Vanny going with established starters. Phil, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think the expectation too is that the season the MLS season has to be better for Toronto. And so I don't think he's ready to kind of put his faith in potentially untested talent and just see what happens. Because I think if he has another season like he did last year, he's probably looking for a job in the off season if it lasts that long.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And I know Union have Toronto first match of the year, so hopefully they're still in chaos at that point. So I know that I saw it reported, and then I saw it sort of contradicted that Toronto signed the player that they were looking at from Genk in Belgium.
Pozuelo.
Yeah, I wasn't going to try to pronounce it, so thank you for taking that bullet for me. But he's not coming until I think March 17th is the earliest that he can get here. So I mean, it'll be nice that the Union sort of avoid that. But I mean, talented player, huge investment from Toronto in him. So it'll be interesting to see how he integrates into the team.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I think it is another big statement of intent, although it is a little strange that he's going to come, kind of after after the season's already in full swing.
Yeah, yeah, it's so super interesting. Like the Belgian league is so weird. So I don't know. Do you know about the Belgian league? Like, I just happened to look into this one day. Like, I don't really follow the Belgian league, but um, do you know like how their playoffs work and whatnot?
Yeah, where they break into like two groups basically.
Yeah, but then they don't. It's not like a head-to-head or a tournament play. I think everybody gets half the points that they had during the regular season, and then they just play out like the rest of the season. So it's like
Yeah.
obviously if you built up a lead, you still have a lead in the tournament, but it's not like it's such a weird foreign concept to me, but it's really weird. And then so the reason I'm bringing it up is because the player from Genk is joining MLS after the regular season, but before their playoffs happen, which is like another weird thing.
That's yeah, I don't know. It's a little strange. I can't imagine I I'm not sure why Genk would go along with letting him leave then, but I mean it could be just the kind of stipulations in his contract or who
Yeah.
knows.
I think it was $10 million or 10 million reasons
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
why he was ultimately able to go. And I want to say his release clause was less than that. And so
Oh wow.
he could have walked in the summertime for less than that or something like that.
Oh okay.
Interesting question from Daniel here. Which is a better strategy for a soccer club? Develop youth in club academy or buy outside talent? Phil, what do you think about that?
I think like anything else, it requires balance. I think obviously we gravitate naturally towards the idea of local talent coming through a team, because it's kind of the romantic side of the game, the old school kid who lives down the street, scoring goals, close enough to hear the cheers at his house type thing. But the reality is that these clubs of this stature, if they want to stay competitive, I mean we saw the MLS Cup champions are Atlanta United, who they've got a couple of young Americans playing, but the core of their team is or the best players on the team are South Americans. Um, and so I think it's a balance, like anything else, and just trying to find that balance of enough local kids to where you kind of have a heart and soul of the team, but buying those stars as well to round things out.
Yeah, I think that's well said, and that's what I'd agree with. I think I skew a little bit more towards young talent, and this is speaking more from as a Union fan. That's kind of the decision that they've made, but I also understand it because as you're building a club and sort of building all the infrastructure, I mean, it helps to invest in the academy and then hopefully be able to sell, a few academy players on, and then that can then fund the next stage where you go out and buy some of the best players, in the world, or hopefully the world at some point, but in the very least, in this hemisphere or whatnot. And so, but yeah, if you're seriously going to compete, you need to have a balance of the two. What do you guys think in the comment section? What would you prefer from your clubs? Do you have any thoughts? Let us know. But yeah, I mean, obviously, it'd be awesome to have all of the best players in the world, and because it's a global game, that doesn't mean they're all going to come from the same area. But um, I do like the aspect of having some sort of local connections to a club.
Well, that's a to use El Paso as an example. I mean, the first player they went out and got was Omar Salgado, who
Oh, I remember
sometimes
him.
sometimes the local guy is one of the best players at that level. And so he drafted by the Whitecaps and all that. Did some time at Chivas, but he's from El Paso, so that was the first signing. Tried to combine basically a high level of quality for the league as well as local flavor. And then the club has actually signed two other local kids to pro contracts since to round off their roster. So yeah, they've definitely tried to inject that. But then, the rest of the roster is made up of guys that they had to go out and find to be able to do a job at this level. So it's always going to be a balance, but that was, how they led things off is trying to create that connection with the city.
Yeah, and that's awesome. Hopefully, so the Union tried to do a similar thing, and there are 3 homegrowns that they signed in the first season, none of which really came off. McLaughlin, Jimmy McLaughlin is on FC Cincinnati. He's going to get a shot in MLS again, which is awesome. But hopefully your homegrowns and the people from your area do a little bit better than the Union's ones.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. It'll be interesting.
That's a lovely ball by Bradley there.
Oh yeah,
and doesn't amount to anything. The game's wrapping up here. It's 90th minute, still 1-1, 5-1 on aggregate to Independiente. Isn't that so? Bridger's got a comment. Isn't that what the homegrown players are for? Yeah. So yeah, homegrowns are to promote investment in kind of your local academy and whatnot. I think what Daniel's question was in an ideal world, if you could build your team and have them be, the best and have you root for them the most, do you prefer kind of having academy kids versus buying just the best players who might be from elsewhere? We just got another comment. I think MLS clubs agreeing deals with local town clubs can help them find those true local players. I think it's 100 MLS clubs' job to develop American 100%, maybe, I think is what you mean there. Yeah, I think MLS certainly plays a role in developing players as well as USL and any other professional league in America. I think that should be a role for them. And I think MLS is finally starting to do that as well with implementation of the Development Academy back in 2007 or so. And, finally we're starting to see some of that. I mean, you see Weston McKennie, who came through MLS academies. Yeah, he wasn't playing in MLS, but you see him doing well. You see Tyler Adams doing well. You see Alphonso Davies going overseas and getting time with Bayern. So it's not an overnight thing, and it takes a long-term investment, both in terms of money and resources as well as time. And we're finally starting to see that. So I've been encouraged about all that.
I think now, too, they're talking about the way the homegrown player rule is kind of doing away with that, because right now there's like territories and different things that kind of dictate what a homegrown player is versus now, the MLS academies have been around for long enough to where they want, the ability to be able to just promote their players from the academy, because as it stands, every time that they bring a player up, it's he's signing with MLS, as what, like, he has to sign that contract because of the single entity and all that. So
yeah.
So I think they're looking for something a little more streamlined to be able to promote their players. But
absolutely. And so final result here, Toronto draws Independiente 1-1 in Toronto. It's 5-1 on aggregate, and Independiente advances with the upset. I think we have Drew here as well, so I just wanted to say hello, Drew. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, cool. Phil, any thoughts on this match beyond what we've already talked about?
I mean, it's on across the two legs. It's probably one of the most stunning upsets you'll see, I think, in CONCACAF. It's not often that you'll see a team of Independiente stature take down, a team that was legitimately the best in MLS 2 years ago.
Well, I think it was Daniel who said it earlier, if Saprissa and Alianza get the upset victories later on, I think those might be even bigger, but I can't see that happening. Yeah. But it'd be interesting. Drew, what about you? Thoughts on this match? I'm not sure if you were able to see any of it.
Remember my 5% prediction?
Yeah, you said 5. I said 15.
We're down to 0 now.
Yeah. Hey, if they would have gotten a first half goal, another one, I mean, I think it would have been interesting. But yeah, ultimately, it was a really, really tough comeback for Toronto.
Yeah, no, they're like we had talked about even last week. It's just too much of a uphill climb for that.
Yeah.
I watched the game. Was able to slide on here, and real quick, I'll just kind of give my take. I thought Toronto did really well compared to the first game. Just unfortunate that they weren't able to get their shots on target and make something happen of it.
Yeah, no, that's pretty concise and pretty spot on there. Yeah, not much else to really say about this result. We got Houston versus Guastatoya. I guess the rain delay has pushed it back to sometime soon. Should be kicking off. Looks like it's packed now again to 7:30. 7:30 my time, so that's 10:30 Eastern time. And Tigres versus Saprissa should be starting in the next few minutes. Guys, any thoughts on what's going to happen in either of those matches? Phil, you want to? Any thoughts on what's going to happen there?
Yeah, I think. I think Houston getting the away goal was pretty vital because I think it takes a little bit of the nerves away coming home. So I think they can be pretty comfortable playing now. Although they weren't super convincing in the first leg, so it'll be interesting to see if they can kind of grab this one by the scruff of the neck, just put it to bed. And then, Saprissa, one of the big names in Central American football. So I don't know, anything can happen. That's about all I can say. I haven't watched tonight.
Yeah. Drew, any thoughts on what's going to happen in either of those matches?
Be curious to even see if they get this Houston Dynamo game to go, because we've already delayed it 3 hours at this point.
Yeah.
So I would like to see Houston get the win. I definitely agree with what Phil was saying. The away goal definitely puts a lot less pressure on them going home. Just one goal is I think would be a good enough effort on their part. As for the other game, which is going to be coming on here shortly, I'll be really interested to see how aggressive Tigres is right off the bat. They definitely have, to me, I think they have the stronger team. I think they have the depth to make it happen. It's just going to become dependent on if they can make it all click together and get the win.
Yeah. And I think they ultimately do. I think it's pretty incredible that Saprissa held them to a shutout in the first leg and didn't give up an away goal. I think it makes this tie certainly interesting, but I think Tigres is just going to have too much power, too much talent for them. But I think it's going to be an interesting match, and we're just flipped over to it now, and so it looks like they're about to start the walkout and whatnot. People in the comment section, any thoughts on what's going to happen in these matches? Embarrassing for TFC. Yeah, I would agree with that. Blunted, Daniel, with all the money and resources TFC have, they can't beat a lesser quality team. Yeah, ultimately, that result did not reflect well on Toronto. I think Phil hit the nail on the head with that being one of the biggest upsets that you're going to see kind of happen, especially in this tournament, but over the last probably few years. I know FC Dallas last year had a terrible loss to a Panamanian team as well over 2 legs. I think that Panamanian team was like 8th in the table when they were not doing well. So I don't know. Maybe it's Panamanian teams match up well against MLS teams. I don't know. Looks, I don't know if anybody's watching the stream, but it looks like the people carrying out the flag had a collision with the camera person initially.
Camera guy should just get out of the way.
Yeah, they got it. It looks like they got it figured out, and we can see again. Just going to spank them. All right, Bridger. Yeah, I think that's probably what's going to happen, but I don't know. I'm interested. I didn't see the first leg, so I can't claim to know much about Saprissa and Tigres. I know from kind of a couple years ago, and especially last year, with their match against Toronto being pretty awesome, but I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens here. I hope Saprissa gets a road goal and then really makes this thing interesting. All right.
Gignac is not in the squad for Tigres, interestingly. So, but they still have Enter Valencia and Eduardo Vargas up top, so not exactly hurting for striking options.
Yeah. And looks like according to Yahoo, 4-4-2 for Tigres versus a 3-5-2 for Saprissa. So it'll be interesting to see how that matchup sort of plays out. You got the 2 forwards against the 3 central defenders. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the teams play. If anyone has insight into how Tigres or Saprissa, play and whatnot, let us know. We'll be looking for that. Score of the TFC game, Caden finished 1-1. Your boys lost, sorry, on aggregate, so sorry about that. Hopefully in a few years when you're breaking through into the first team for them, they're going to get, you're going to be leading them to victory in CCL play. Bridger, I wasn't getting the stream earlier. I had to do some refreshes of the match, and so maybe navigate away from the screen and come back to it. How are you guys? Phil and Drew, are you able to see the stream for Tigres?
Right now, I'm doing all right seeing the stream.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, mine actually is not showing, so it just shows the formation and everything. So yeah, I might have to refresh. But
I did not realize actually until I started looking at the lineups here that Carlos Salcedo moved to Tigres.
I think that's a recent move.
That had to have happened in the January transfer because originally he was in Bundesliga.
Yeah, and it was kind of a surprise for him to come back. I know from a lot of Mexican fans, so because he's still, I think he's in his mid-20s. Like it was a surprise to see him come back because he only left a couple of years ago. And is he the player that was in RSL's academy and he couldn't get any time? And so they either just let him go for free or sold him for relatively cheap, and then he's gone on to be a Mexican national team standout. I think I'm correct in thinking of the right player.
Yeah, I think you're on the right path on that one.
Yeah. My brother Christian just called. Let me just step away for a second and give him a call.
Yeah, make him get on.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll be right back.
At least this one will be a good one for us to watch until we get the Houston Dynamo game on.
Yeah. That's the conditions look crazy over there, so who knows if that weather delay turns into a cancellation.
Yeah, I heard that they had some sort of thunderstorm start in and then it just went nuts after the fact.
Yeah.
And it looks like I'm seeing a Christian face in the bottom of the screen.
Is it a Christian face though?
Ooh, it is a Christian face. Where's the party? How them legs feeling, Christian?
Sorry. Dave was actually calling me there for a second, so I got bumped out. What's happening?
I said, how are them legs feeling?
Oh, here you are. I walked away from the computer. I just called you.
I know. I saw. My legs are feeling great. Thanks for asking. Not you, Dave. Dave, you missed that part, so don't think that was in reference to you. How's everybody else's legs feeling?
I got leg day tomorrow, so the legs are feeling okay now. Tomorrow they'll probably be feeling a little sore.
That means you're gonna be working on them calves.
Oh yeah, I got to. I mean, I gotta keep up that comment, the compliments. I gotta keep the compliments flowing.
So now the real question is, are you one of those people that waxes, or is it one of those people that you're natural?
Oh, dude, I'm natural. Yeah.
You don't want to wax it for that guy?
No. I'm not overly hairy, so it's not a huge deal.
Wax on, wax off, right, Dave?
Yeah.
That's the life motto.
Yes, I know that's why people are coming here to see. Salcedo moves from Frankfurt on January 22nd. Thank you, Blunted, for letting us know that. Bridger, still no stream, so we're live there. They just kicked off. Try going to, again, I was still getting the Toronto stream when I was clicking in the right hand column. So try navigating to the videos portion and going to CONCACAF Champions League and seeing if you can get to it from there, because it just kicked off. So I can see the match, and I think Drew can see it. Phil, were you able to get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I actually am gonna have to bounce though. I know everybody just showed up. The party's just getting started, but I'm gonna have to bounce because I'm actually recording.
Too many cooks. I get it.
Yeah. No, I'm recording an episode of our El Paso Locomotive podcast. Seriously.
oh, nice.
Here tonight.
Wow.
So
I see where your priorities lie.
Well, so what's the name of it? So people should check it out. What's it called?
Yeah, it's called Seriously Loco.
Oh, I like it.
Part of the Beautiful Game Network. If you guys know that. Yeah. So check us out at Seriously Loco. If you spelled seriously like an 8th grade girl on AIM.
So no vowels?
Oh, so
No
it's
vowels.
So like
seriously.
a bunch of X's
Seriously.
and O's at the end. Right.
No, I wish though. I wish. Yeah.
Bunch of
No,
Y's.
the
Just
yeah,
like
X.
loco
X
with
seriously.
All right,
X,
man. Well,
capital X, lowercase x.
Yeah, exactly.
all right, we'll let you go. You don't have to keep listening to this shit.
no.
But thanks for joining us, man. Hopefully we'll get you back on soon.
We'll just keep
Anytime you want to
talking
come on.
Yeah, we'll keep talking about you when you leave. So.
Yeah, I appreciate that. No, please do. any publicity is good publicity. No, I appreciate you guys having me, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, of course. Anyone who happens to be a Liverpool fan tuning in, make sure to go check out the Two Red Gringos podcast. That's Phil's podcast that he does. So make sure to check it out.
If you're a Liverpool fan, you should just get off.
Yeah.
Well, here I go.
See ya.
See ya.
Take care, Phil.
See ya.
All right, cool. And we've started. I want to make sure I get the colors right. Saprissa's in the burgundy, is what I'm going to call it, correct?
We're in the Ron Burgundy.
Okay.
Wait, did we just... Oh, did we just say it at the same time?
At the same time?
I think we just did.
Oh, that's
Did we just become best
thing
friends?
ever, guys.
I can't stand this kid. Oh.
All right, Saprissa.
Jokes.
Okay, I was about to say Saprissa's on the front foot to start here, and then they almost just turned it over. But Saprissa coming out and not backing down, not sitting in or anything like that. They seem to be on the front foot thus far.
Good for them.
Christian, how was training this evening? I assume you're driving home?
I am currently driving home, David. Yes. It was wonderful. Thank you for asking.
Good. That is a lovely turn by Saprissa. Saprissa has they are opening Tigres up, and then kind of the momentum was killed by that. But
now where are you at? Because I'm like sitting at about like 3 minutes right now. 3:12.
3:13, 3:14, 3:15.
Okay, so we're at the same point.
Yeah.
For some reason, the other night we were off by a few seconds. Now we're on track again.
All right. I like it.
There we go. That was a good opportunity by Saprissa to get that chance early.
Yeah, it was unfortunate because they really had numbers, and the ball either was played slightly behind the guy, or he just took a poor touch and he couldn't capitalize on just driving forward because they really had numbers. And then when he kind of took his time and got the cross in, Tigres was able to get back and sort of defend it.
That's cool.
That's right. We're commentating for Christian too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm driving and I'm being responsible and not watching games.
That is a very responsible decision.
Yes, please.
I'm not going to say I always do this, but yeah. Right now I'm not watching games and driving.
I've come to realize that my aux cable is long enough now that I could download stuff.
Deer are the worst.
All right, can you please just focus on the road, and can we just not have an accident live on air?
No, they're not on the road, but there were like 8 of them just like, I see you, and I fucking hate deer. They're just the worst.
They need places to live as well, Christian.
Yeah.
We're all God's creatures.
Areas.
You're stealing all of their space.
Yeah.
It's your fault, Christian.
I don't take up that much space.
Yeah, Tigres being a little direct thus far. Saprissa, I think, doing a little bit better in possession. And as we say that, Saprissa, they win it back.
It constantly keeps looking like Tigres is just trying to play it really direct, but their passes are just not clicking quite yet. And as I say that, now they start to have a nice counter here.
Yep. It's worked wide. Saprissa doing well to get numbers back, and excellent defending there. Excellent defending on the far post by Hernandez for Saprissa there. Tigres wants to keep the pressure up here.
That's actually a really good question on the chat. I actually don't know how many Americans are still playing in the MX. I don't think it's that many, or if it is, it's mostly youth players.
Is Torres still down there?
I thought he left. I thought a lot of them that were playing in the MX came up to MLS more recently. Like Jorge Villafana came up.
So Gonzalez
Omar
is still there.
Gonzalez is still there.
Yeah,
That's
Gonzalez
right,
is
Omar.
still
But
there.
Well, he doesn't
can
count.
rot down there. Can he please
Yeah,
never come back
he
to
doesn't
the
count.
US?
He technically doesn't deserve to
Is
be.
Bornstein still playing?
Oh
Did he?
my God.
I think he.
Bornstein. Ugh.
That name just
God,
does that
me and
start
my
horror in
board
your head?
used to yell that watching the U.S. games because he was garbage. We used to yell Bornstein every time he made a mistake.
Okay.
Bornstein is still there.
No. Wait, what? I have him as playing in the Israeli Premier League.
Oh, he's now in the Israeli.
Oh, that's according to Wikipedia, which we know.
Oh.
Well, that is the most
according to
reliable
Wikipedia,
source.
apparently Jurgen Klopp was also a Greek god at one point. So,
Well, that's a fact.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
I would say a German
Proof-
god more
just
than a
proved a
Greek
point.
god, but
Well, no, he can be whatever god he wants.
he can be whatever he wants. Well,
He gets that title this year.
side
he can be
note,
whatever
Liverpool
the fuck
need to-
he wants to do.
well, Liverpool need to get their shit together if they want to win this Premier League this year.
I mean, with the schedule that remains after this Sunday, it's pretty favorable. So, just got to get through this week.
Bridger, to answer your question, yes, I believe Bornstein is Jewish. Yeah, I think he's part Hispanic and part Jewish. So yeah, but so I guess he's not there.
Sounds like Christian just arrived to his destination.
Yep. That's usually so. Drew, yep, this is my world. That
Oh yeah, this is what me and Dave do all the time.
Oh, this is your conversations, man.
Yeah, this is
very easy.
It's literally Dave talking about nonsense in the background, and then I'm just driving home listening to it.
So in other words, you need a buddy system when you drive.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Someone's got to hold your hand.
But he took up Jewish citizenship. Blunted. Wait, what? I didn't know that.
Jewish citizenship.
Fun fact.
Israeli citizenship. Yeah.
Israeli citizenship, and then wow. Okay, fun fact. Oh, and here we are on a break for Tigres, and that ended really fast because people can't take good touches.
Is it Tigre or is it Tigres?
I would say Tigres.
Oh, yeah, I put the S on as well.
I don't think that's right.
Wait, what? Did he call a foul?
Tigres.
I thought that was a pretty good tackle. It was a tough challenge, but I thought that was a clean tackle.
I thought it was as clean as could be.
Interesting. It was overly physical. The studs were exposed.
Oh, okay. I guess I can see it's the after the fact, but still, nah.
But he's coming through. What else is he supposed to do?
Right.
He can't physically stop. I disagree with this foul call. What do you think?
I understand. Man.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Sorry, Bridger, I was going to come back to that. Don't think I forgot it. Drew, what do you think about Chivas' policy of only playing Mexican players?
Well, I mean, if that's what they want to be, that's what they want to be. I mean, I can understand that to some respect. I mean, if you want to keep your national, team or your national pride and making sure that all of them get a chance to play, I can understand that. And then it cuts down on cost probably because you're not having to spend on consistent elite players if you don't want to. You can just keep with your youth.
Do you not view it as, I don't know, racist or ethnic, national?
Damn, Dave.
I would say you mean just kind of against other ethnics and kind of, well, I guess I can see where you're coming from. I mean, if the policy's not in place, I mean, if you think about it, there probably wouldn't be that many Americans and or Canadians in the MLS teams that are currently being played. So, I mean, I think sometimes you got to have some sort of policy to keep your what league you play for, whether it be, even in England or whatever, that you keep a number. To be completely Mexican team is I think maybe a little too much, but I can understand them wanting it.
Yeah. Okay. I understand what you're saying. I mean, to a certain extent, Atletico.
Ooh.
Oh, lovely from Tigres there.
Tigres, you mean Saprissa?
They are putting the Saprissa. Yes, thank you. Sorry. Lovely play.
Saprissa is Ron Burgundy.
Yes, I know. I'll try to keep reminding myself of that. But yeah. So blunted is what he said in the comment section was what I was trying to say right there before the shot. Bilbao kind of has a similar thing, but with that, is it Basque players? Do they have to be born and raised there? I guess with Chivas, you don't have to be born and raised in Mexico either, as long as you have Mexican citizenship. So it's kind of the same. That is a terrible tackle right there that we're seeing on the replay. That likely should have been a card. I'm not sure if it was given as a card.
Probably going to let the game open up a little bit here. I don't think the ref's going to throw too many cards unless it gets really out of hand. I think he's going to try and let this one open up. But
that's going to make things interesting.
Yeah. Well, I kind of like it when it gets a little choppy.
I like it when it gets physical. I just worry about it getting choppy. Because I like it when.
So, Dave, you're not going to ask me any questions. It's just Drew's time.
You're like, I don't know what you're doing. I didn't know if you were getting settled. So
he was undressing.
I can be moving around doing stuff.
Okay, so what do you think about Chivas' policy with the Mexican?
I think
players?
it's racist.
I think it's
okay.
And Christian's bluntness comes out.
I think it's absolutely I think it's racist that Athletic Bilbao does the same thing. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, I understand why they're doing it, but it's not right.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I think they're limiting themselves, and they're also saying, like, it's almost like saying we don't want your kind. Like, that's practically what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cultural thing.
You know what else was racist? Drew's comment that they're not going to be elite if they only have Mexicans.
That's not racist. That's just fact because I'm an American and I got to talk trash. Debatable. Okay, fine. Debatable. And then also about Celtic and Rangers. Well, I know Celtic and Rangers now, they've had a lot more money, so they've been spending outside their means too. So,
yeah, well, that was a Catholic versus Protestant thing, and eventually that went away. Again, I think any of these policies, like Christian was saying, I don't agree with them. I think
So, do you not agree with Chick-fil-A not being open on Sundays?
Yeah, I do agree. I don't agree with that. It should 100% be open on Sundays.
Why?
That's the time I want it most.
That's a very good point.
I had it tonight. It was very good.
God, I'm on a cleanse right now, so
cleanse is overrated.
Solid food sounds delicious right now, especially a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
My cleanse is anything that I can fulfill into my stomach.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to Fiji in a couple weeks.
Drew's moving to Lancaster and joining Lancaster FC.
That's what we doing.
I did hear that. Are you officially joining Lancaster FC?
No, God, no.
Make the team.
I have to first make the team.
Got it.
And knowing me, I'll probably pull a hammy or something and be relegated to the bench warmers.
I know that game.
I know that movie.
Dave does know that game.
I know the injured game.
Except, you've never been relegated.
But yeah, no, moving to Lancaster hopefully in the next month or so. Finally, things moving along. Good stuff.
Exciting. Tigres is
Valencia trying to make something work here.
Lovely play by Tigres to open up Saprissa. This is the first time they've really been able to fully break them down, I would say. And Tigres having a spell of possession in the attacking third there.
All right, I'm going to go shower. I'll be back on shortly.
Okay. And maybe you'll watch the stream as well and watch the match.
Clean off your dirtiness.
What's a stream? I don't.
All right. We'll talk to you soon, Christian.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
The one thing I do have to say was interesting is I don't know if you saw at the beginning of this whole sequence when Valencia had the ball in the corner. He did a no-look pass. and he looked at the corner flag. So what is he doing a no-look pass for?
Just to do it.
I guess.
Sometimes you just got to do it.
I guess.
Oh, that's a poor giveaway by Saprissa there. And
good break. Valencia definitely has a lot of
what is the keeper doing?
Oh, no. And he's just going to let it happen. Oh, dear God. That is horrible.
Yeah, keeper did not need to come out there.
And I think the defender and the keeper, just both busted their heads open, too.
Yeah, that was a really rough collision. The keeper just should not be coming for that ball there.
Well, even if he was, didn't call loud enough to let his own man know. If he was going to just try and head it away, he didn't say nothing. They just came flying in.
Yeah, but so the goalkeeper can kind of see that, right? Like, I don't know. For me, there's no reason for the goalkeeper to come there.
No, there. He shouldn't even be there.
Yeah,
I think the defender was expecting to be back in that he could play it to him, and he just
like a knee to the groin or stomach.
Does not look comfortable. Oh yeah, there we go. Just bringing in the great question: how many people get removed on a stretcher pole? Here we go.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, you got to give me a few seconds here to think this through.
But in the Toronto game, we had at least two
Yes, there at least was one. I know I saw
No,
the
there was
one.
two. There was definitely two. There was at least two, possibly three. That's a really disappointing goal for Saprissa to concede there. Very similar to the Toronto goal that was conceded, just in the sense of the center back making just in the sense of
just an error that didn't need to be
exactly. The attacker, at least in the Independiente Toronto game, still needed something to do, and he deserves credit for finishing. But in this one, that was just. I just put that solely at the feet of the keeper, both from a communication standpoint, like Drew, you were saying, but also from a positioning. He didn't need to come there. The defender had it covered.
He did. He had plenty of coverage. I mean, he had it all the way up to 18. He was in front of the attacker. I mean, he had the room to make a decision. I don't know why the keeper rushed out like that. Must be some nerves in the big game.
Yeah.
But all right, I'm gonna go over under.
On the
most important topic of the night, how many people are going to get stretched off? I'm going to say over under. See, I think this game is going to be tight, so I'm going to go over under 1.5.
I'm going to take. I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take the over.
Okay, Bridger already said 2, so it looks like he's on the over. I have to go with that just because I feel if it's going to be a tight game where you're not going to see as many people trying to stretch off, it's going to be more serious.
So you're going under?
So I'm going to go under. I'm actually going to say that I'm going to say 0 because I just don't see it happening. I just don't. I think this is going to be too much of a serious game. Unless Tigres just open this thing up, which I mean they very well could because they have had some pretty good opportunities already. I don't see it.
Or if Saprissa gets a goal and it's 1-1, they're in front, and then you could see serious CONCACAFing.
Yep. See, I just feel like this is going to be there we go. How many new one that we can start? How many rolls are we going to get in a challenge? That was what 5 there? 5 rolls.
I think so. And there's an early yellow
that hurt my head. Trying to count that one all the time, but that's a little bit of a cleat on the ankle. That'll leave some bruising.
Ooh, he got a cleat back to the face there.
It's a good way to get back at him.
Yeah,
but I mean, Chick-fil-A missing out on Sunday rushes. I can understand that, but I mean, the thing that I at least respect is that he's keeping his religious views there, and that they're gonna stand by it. I mean, regardless, you look at the lines on a Saturday, hell, you might as well just ask for a 2-hour wait. It's a bitch. Everyone knows they're closed on Sunday. Everyone is there scrambling to get their Chick-fil-A. I swear people are probably putting it in their refrigerator just waiting to eat it on a Sunday. It is freaking ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, man, I could really go for a Chick-fil-A sandwich right now.
Dude, it was the best decision of my life. The wife tells me earlier today she accepted that job, and then I was like, tonight she was like, I don't know what to eat. And I was like, first thing came to mind, Chick-fil-A. I was like, 'cause I know she wants it, and I know I want it. And I was like, Chick-fil-A. And she goes, all right.
That's celebration food.
Oh, celebration. And then the best part was I was smart. I do it every time. They always say, what do you want to drink with your meal? Come on, drink. Get me a milkshake, vanilla, large. Don't mess with me.
That's great.
I never will get soda from any place really.
No, yeah, I don't really drink soda. The only I used to drink it when I drank alcohol, but
like a Coke and Jack kind of thing.
Yeah, I was rum and Coke all of college.
Right. There you go.
Just since then, just sugar is just like the worst thing for you. So I only try to get it in like I have a serious sweet tooth, but I never loved soda. But I love like cookies and ice cream. So
certain sodas I really like root beer, birch beer. Those are the kind of two that are like killer for me because I can just chug those things if I want. I love the flavor. Or Dr. Pepper, actually. I will be the one person that takes Dr. Pepper. Love a good Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper milkshakes or Dr. Pepper floats. Oh, God, now I really want a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. All right. Tigres is really starting to
that did not look like it was
grow into this game. Saprissa, after giving up that goal, looks a little bit out of sorts.
Yeah, that was
I don't
out.
know.
That looked like it
Yeah.
from the angle. So have they moved back the Houston game? Because that should be coming on here pretty directly.
The last I saw was 7:30 on
Yeah,
Fatma,
they
which I'm
moved
sure
it
that's
back.
where you saw it as well.
That's why I saw it. It was on their Twitter update, which was still that local time. So it looks like we may be able to watch 2 games here.
Yeah.
That looks like the likeliest of things to happen. Houston Dynamo fans trying to make the best of a long delay. Yeah, that's right, John Arnold. I'd agree to that.
I like him on the World Football Phone-In, John Arnold. Oh, Saprissa. Confidence playing it out of the back here. Tigres is putting pressure on a little bit and ultimately forces a turnover.
Still can't believe that own goal, though. That just hurts Saprissa so much because they've done a lot to get to where they were.
That is a fantastic comment from Bridger there. Yeah. But
Heck
no, just,
yeah, truth.
I agree with you, Drew. It's deflating to give up that goal, especially because they came out, they were playing pretty well. I felt like they were on the front foot in a match where they're likely not expected to win. And so to give up a goal in that fashion is just really disappointing.
Nice layoff. Good.
Lovely. And it's put over the top of the net.
Great work by the goalkeeper to deny that first effort.
Yeah. But this is where Saprissa is starting to get a little bit nervy and starting to turn the ball over, some mistakes, some lacks of communication. I don't know if the fans are playing a role in that, but you saw on that ball, the clearance right here, it's given to him, and then the two Saprissa guys are just looking at it. Neither of them makes a move to it, and Tigres just is on top of it, and they have 2 talented players to be giving them those sort of opportunities. They're going to bury them.
Yeah, they definitely will at some point, I think, break another go out here if they can keep going like they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. Bridger put on there about the own goal that they've kind of got to keep to their own game, even though the nerves are there. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if they're. I feel like they're just trying to play more on the counter and just break on it every time.
Saprissa? Oh my goodness! Oh, lovely save by the keeper. Get back.
Is that a handball?
Oh no!
He is. That's unfortunate. Is he getting a yellow or a red? I hope it's just a yellow. It better not be a red card because it didn't look like he was forcing it. All right, that's what I thought.
Damn.
Here we go.
Things may start to unravel.
Yep, and the fun begins. The fun begins.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look here. While I got this open, let's take a quick peek here.
It's a lovely back heel to set this up. It just froze the Saprissa defender. Look at him just standing there flat-footed. Oh, yeah.
That's a handball. You can't take away from that. Just can't.
I mean, he's not looking, but...
All right, so we're going to full screen both these games. We're going to see here. Dual monitors for the win. All right, so I'm not going to be able to see what questions come up. Maybe I'll pull that up on my phone. There we go, using every piece of technology.
Nice.
Got to see what's going to happen here in both games.
All right, if I put this over here, so I don't have the dual monitors, but can I put it on either side of the screen?
I wouldn't see why not. All right, Enter Valencia, here we go. What are we getting? I want to see it nice. Save. Nope. Goal. It is 2-0 now to Tigres. And the game looks to be opening up very fast.
Yeah, and this doesn't bode well for Saprissa, and it's slightly disappointing for me as a fan. Not that I was pulling hard for Saprissa, but always kind of have a soft spot.
The underdog.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just
would have been nice to see them beat Tigres. It would have really opened the door for more conversation about outside the Mexican League. And
that's a lovely penalty from
well placed
there.
Looking at the Houston game, it looks like it's still raining there. I can't tell if it is or not.
Oh, and it started.
Yep, about a minute in right now.
It's not Yeah, I don't think so. I got up the match, but I don't think I'm going to be able to watch. It's just
Too much.
Well, no, it's just the formatting isn't going to work on my screen. I have a pretty big monitor for a laptop, but it's just when I try to do split windows, the screen, like the actual screen of the.
Oh, here we go again. Another opportunity, 4 up, and
Oh,
he gets it into the corner. Wow, what a goal by Valencia.
Yeah, we may be watching Guastatoya.
That
Houston
might end up being the more interesting game.
Yeah. So I might give it till halftime here in the Tigres match, but I have a feeling I'm going to be switching over to mostly following Houston Guastatoya.
I would agree to that at this point.
Yep.
Houston, anyone that is watching, Houston's in the orange and Guastatoya are in the green.
Do we want to just switch over to mostly talking about that?
We can kind of bounce between. I mean, I can bounce between them. So if you want to talk about the Houston game, we can go to that. And then since I have the
let's do it that way. So we'll both be talking about that, and then you can kind of keep us updated if anything crazy happens.
I can definitely do that. I'll just put a little bit of noise on for that game. That way, then if I hear anything coming up, I can quickly turn over to it.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I definitely think that they're running over them, but I think the biggest thing is I think before that own goal, just to kind of get back to the Tigres game, I think before that own goal, they weren't running over. Oh, actually, real quick, Saprissa have a chance. Oh, and it is blocked. Right after we go to switch off of that, they get a really good counterattack option and just weren't able to convert it. But if the game gets interesting again, we can always slide back onto that too. So we got options.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. All right, I got up the Houston game now.
So here we go. De La Garza again. Gonna have some fun along that right side. I thought he did pretty well. Yeah, Bridger, the Houston game is on now. So, we're going to try and touch more on the Houston game because it's probably going to be, at least at this point, at least it's the more interesting of the two since the aggregate's a little bit better off. But unless the Tigres game gets interesting again, offside. Guastatoya had a good chance here.
Yeah, fabulous strike there.
Yeah.
Nice volley. And yeah, it looks like you were saying earlier, it looks like there's still pools of water on the pitch, specifically in the corners and by the end line. So it's something.
It's gonna be real tough though to try and completely clear off whatever happened. That's the one thing that always makes it tough with bad rainstorms like that. You can see the water. You can see it when they're hitting it sometimes. Just gonna be chopping off.
Yeah, it's gonna make for well, as long as they avoid the puddles, it'll make the play quick. But if there's lots of puddles, it'll slow things down. So it's always tough to judge, specifically when there's a ton of rain.
It almost looks like a handball. I'm surprised if they wanted to call that foul. That would have been a handball. Yeah, unfortunate.
Tobago.
By Saprissa, they had a good chance. Just couldn't convert. Because I guess if Saprissa come back and it's 3, they only need 2 goals then, I guess. Because they would have already had their 1 goal.
Yeah, and then they would have 2 away goals. But the thing is, I don't see, especially with the way things are going, I don't see Tigres not scoring again.
Right. No, I mean, the way that we were seeing those first 25 minutes, they definitely were opening them up pretty fast.
Yeah, I think Daniel, no, it wasn't Daniel. Somebody asked me to predict, Mario asked me to predict the results earlier. I think I predicted 4-1 in that Tigres match.
I could see that.
I have this Houston one being Houston gets 2 goals in the first half here and puts this to bed, but I can see things getting super interesting if it's 0-0 at halftime and or if Guastatoya gets a first half goal.
I think Houston by the end of it should win, but in terms of what's going to happen here in this first half, right now it's looking like it's going to be very much similar to the first leg. Houston going to have a lot of possession and Guastatoya just going to be trying to break on the counters.
Yeah, and that kind of isn't Houston's game. So that's why if Houston gets a goal early in this, or just in this first half, Guastatoya, I feel like, is going to have to come out a little bit more. And then if that happens, Houston's just built for the counter with Kyoto and Elise and Minotas.
Yeah, exactly.
Attackers, and then Ian Beasley with his speed.
Looks like we're gonna get our first corner of the night here for Houston. 6 minutes in. It's a good start. Good pass by Beasley to put him down to the corner. Just unable to get a good cross in on that, but also a good block by the defender.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Tommy Mack is starting this match. Oh man, that was poor goalkeeping.
Oh man. All right, here we go. Ball's back in. Nope. What are we calling that?
I think offside maybe, but I don't think it came.
I think they're calling a foul on the referee. Or not the referee. The goalkeeper. Referee is calling it on.
Oh no, it was
or what?
Yeah, it was a pushback. Yeah, I don't agree with that foul call. It was just a normal hand movement.
So first grade. How long does it take Christian to shower? What does he do?
Oh my goodness!
Wow, man, there's some water.
What's going on? Okay. Why did they cut to a close up?
Yo, I'd just be down to like sliding that. That looks like fun. Like a legit water slide down in that corner. That's going to be an interesting situation to deal with. Imagine that ball is going to die in that corner.
Well, that's what I was referencing earlier. That's when I made the comment where it can be quick if obviously rain makes the pitch quicker, but when there's so much rain that the ball sort of stops, it really makes it tough to play in, where you almost don't know if it's going to be super quick or super slow.
Yeah, I played a game on turf where it started raining when we started the game. By the end of it, it was like a torrential downpour, and the whole field was just puddles. You'd hit a puddle and the ball just died, just sit. It just wouldn't even move. You had to put all your effort into it to get it to move. It was just horrible field conditions.
Really good press by Houston there to win the ball back. Weren't able to turn that into a good counter, but good press by Houston.
Ooh, poor giveaway, but nice recovery.
Bridger, you have no sound. Is it muted? I know that might be a ridiculous thing to say, but sometimes it's good to double check that.
Yeah, because I'm getting.
Yeah, I have sound.
Yeah, I'm getting sound from that game and the Saprissa game, so have them both up just a little bit.
I think it's smart of Guastatoya not to open up. Yeah, they're trailing, but they don't want this game to get out of hand in the first half. And so the fact that they are sitting back, they're trying to be organized, they're trying not to give Houston any opportunities. It's a smart strategy.
Here we go. Nice work with Tommy. Unfortunately, that's going to go back for a throw into Guastatoya. Oh, and in the Tigres game, the referee decides to get in the way of a Saprissa break. Lovely touch by the referee.
Really good hold-up play by the center forward there from Guastatoya. And Guastatoya is having their first
real counter here.
Yeah, real counter where they're getting numbers forward. And Houston does well to defend it.
I don't think there's – is Acuna from last week on? Was it 14 as Acuna? Yeah, he is on. Okay. I was going to say, he was actually really effective for them. Guastatoya, so I'll be curious to see how that goes. Real quick, in the Tigres game, they had a real good opportunity to make it 4-0 with Vargas, but a great save by the keeper, blocking it with his body, kept the game 3-0 at this point.
He's had a couple of good saves in that match.
Yeah, right now he's keeping them in this somewhat.
Yeah, I don't know. I just really think that
one of those ones where he's the one piece that's keeping this together, and if he falls apart, it's over.
Oh, well, that's always good. You always want to kick the ball into your own player for Houston.
Why not? Tactics.
They were able to maintain possession. Lovely combination play.
Yeah. Some real good passing plays that Houston's getting put together here. Just something's got to click here at the end.
Yeah. And Houston also does. I mean, they're in the lead. They don't need to force anything either. So I know they've been trying to play. They played a couple of these balls in behind over the top. Again, on the pitch like this, I don't know if that's the most effective strategy to do. So I think they can be a little bit more patient in the attack and try to find a way through, passing the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great run.
Oh, I just wish that ball would have. Oh, sort of ended up on his plate, but I think he handled it trying to get it on the second bounce.
Is Elise not in?
Wait, Harrison's up top? I'm really confused. Oh,
Yeah, that's a
oh man.
I know he was a converted right back. I know he played mainly at right back for Colorado, but I think he used to be, an attacking player. So it looks like Elise maybe isn't playing then.
I guess
I gotta check the line.
maybe he's yeah, it looks like he's gonna be playing. I'm assuming he'll come on as a substitute unless there's an injury, but Vargas just scored about a half a minute ago a beautiful shot. Now it's 4-0 up Tigres, but just that touch for that shot was brilliant. Just set himself up perfectly.
Yeah, and as expected, that game's pretty much over.
You might be right on 4-1, but I don't know if it'll I think it might get a lot worse.
Okay, so no Manotas and no Elise in this match. I don't know.
Maybe
what's
that's
going
why
on.
they have Harrison in is maybe to play more of a defensive shape in that style. I'm not sure where he's sitting. I'm trying to figure that out while watching the play here.
Well, he's on the right side, so I think he's functioning kind of as a. So I guess Elise does not
more as like a wing back because they're playing. That's interesting. No, they're playing a 4-back, aren't they?
Yeah. So they're in a 4-2-3-1 right now.
Okay.
They normally play kind of a 4-3-3 with Kyoto and Elise playing very attacking wise. And so again, I don't know if this was an injury substitution or a tactical one, but Elise does not contribute very much defensively. And so I could see this being a tactical decision by
right. If they need to bring him in second half to open the door back up that's available. Exactly. And I know fresh legs too, which will be even better.
Yeah. Now, and maybe that was the decision. Now, I still think Manotas, that has to be an injury or a knock or something because he's by far their best striker, and I can't imagine them playing this system and just resting him for, I can't envision a scenario where it makes sense to rest him in that situation beyond just he picked up a knock or is possibly injured.
Yes, he really likes Tommy boy.
Yeah. Well, no, because Peña's in for Manotas.
Oh, I thought Tommy was playing more of an attacking role there.
I think Tommy's the attacking mid.
There we go. All right, now I'm seeing the numbers better.
And then Kyoto on the left, again, he doesn't contribute as much defensively, but I think he's not as dangerous as Elise. So I almost would have thought Elise would be in there, but maybe he's a little bit more disciplined defensively. And so, again.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's more of that tactical decision to keep players on that'll stay in that defensive shape.
Yeah.
Keep the counters from getting out of hand if need be, and someone who can make the right decisions.
Yeah, big calls.
Because especially, I remember from that first game, you were definitely right. Elise definitely was staying up on the breaks. He wasn't trying to come back and defend, and I think he probably wants someone to come back and be a defensive unit when need be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I didn't think Elise had a very good game in the first leg. I thought he was, he had one of those games that he can often have where he's just inconsistent, and he can be like one of the best players in MLS when he's on his game, but then he can just drift out of games sometimes.
About that mental discipline.
Yeah.
And then Eric Torres, I believe, is who Bridger is referring to, if I'm thinking about that correctly.
Oh, yeah. Kubo Torres.
Oh, another good stop by Saprissa to keep another goal out, but this might get ugly.
You're not a fan of Houston's coach? Christian, hello, welcome back. I think you're on.
Oh, no, I think I'm trying to figure out, is the suit disgusting in a good way, or is the suit disgusting in a bad way? Oh, good chance by Houston.
I assume disgusting in a bad way.
What is it, like plaid? Oh.
Hello, Christian.
Hello, Christian.
I didn't address you.
Aloha.
Why can't I remember the Houston? I want to call him Omar, but I don't think that's right. Who's the Houston manager? Why can't I remember his name?
Houston manager.
Yeah.
That's his name.
All right, I'm gonna have to look this up.
Christian. What's the Houston manager's name?
No chance he gets it.
Challenge accepted.
Wilmer Cabrera.
Boomer.
Okay.
You didn't even give me a chance to answer.
Wow.
Because I know you were trying to look it up.
Also, how was that like 30-minute bathtub with the bubbles?
It's super fun to like blow the bubbles around. It's very fun.
With the rubber ducky.
I'm not sure what happened to Cubo Torres. He was on Houston. I think he went back to Mexico because I think he was on loan in Houston.
I thought he played with someone. I thought he ended up playing then with didn't he end up playing for New England Revolution?
Maybe. I don't remember him going to
I can't remember where Kubo went. Now you got me wondering.
Yeah.
Was it Kubo Torres or was it Eric Torres? I thought his name was Eric Torres.
No, it's Eric Kubo. Kubo is what he
Eric
went by.
Kubo. Oh, okay. I knew I knew something.
Yeah, no, you were right.
I'm proud of myself.
Good job, Drew.
I'm gonna pat myself on the back.
He is in Tijuana right now. So looks like he's still playing. He's 26 years old. Still, can do things, and he's still in Liga MX. So I don't know. I don't know how he's doing or anything like that, but he didn't come off the way a lot of people expected.
What team is he now for? Tijuana.
Yeah, Club Tijuana.
Tijuana.
Why does Xbox not have a Yahoo app?
Because it's not cool enough.
It has a Yahoo app.
It just told me no. I just looked it up.
And let's see. So his career. Okay, so actually, yeah, because he was originally with Chivas and then went to Houston. Actually, he finished with Houston last year in January and then went to Pumas and then signed for Tijuana in the summer of last year.
Got it.
But yeah, I mean, I think he had a lot of promise and just never was able to fulfill it.
Lovely play by Houston to get back and cut out that counterattack and Willis to keep possession. So now they're building.
Where do you see a Yahoo app on here?
Yahoo Sports. I have the app. I'm looking at it. So I don't know what you're looking at, but they have an app.
Bro.
I assure you. They also, aren't you on your phone right now talking to us or no?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay. Watching on your phone while talking to us, I don't know how your phone's gonna handle that.
Your phone's gonna explode.
My phone's already exploding. The screen's popping off because my battery's expanding.
Smart.
Genius.
Great work by Beasley there to win a free kick.
What the?
So is De La Garza the best ever Guam player?
Where are you seeing this, Dave? Because I'm not finding it.
You go onto the Xbox. You go in and you hit this thing.
Wait, are you talking about Xbox or are you talking about your phone?
Xbox.
He's talking about Xbox.
Yeah, no, I missed that comment. No, I don't. I have no idea if they have an app on Xbox.
Drew, if you patronize me one more time, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Bridger, I have no idea if De La Garza.
Hey, and Saprissa have scored. It is now 4-1 in the 45th minute.
If it ends that way, that was what I predicted. Bridger, I have no idea if De La Garza is the best ever Guam player. I can't claim to know much about the Guam soccer or anything like that. So, yeah, I don't know. You guys still there?
We are.
Okay, my internet.
I'm trying to see here. Here.
Yeah.
Do you think MLS ruined his development at all? Do you think he should have stayed in Liga MX if he was going to get called up? I don't know. I mean, he got plenty of chances in MLS, so it's tough for me to say MLS ruined his development. I mean, sometimes players don't take their opportunities, and any player's development, there is a huge amount of situational fortune and luck that needs to be involved, where the manager rates you, you don't have manager firing, the club is committed to playing you through mistakes and whatnot, and so it just didn't work out for him. I don't know if you can blame MLS, the league. you might be able to blame the clubs that he played for or his managers or situations, or it may just have, he may not have had the potential that everybody thought he had. So I don't know. That's where I stand on the Torres development. What about you guys?
I would agree.
Christian, any thoughts?
Fernando Torres was pretty good.
Okay. Helpful.
Fernando Torres is a legend.
Houston is committed to playing those balls out of the air into their attackers. And again, I'm just going to keep harping on it. I don't think they need to be doing that. And lovely
All right,
play by the Houston center back to get back.
If you were looking to try this out, Christian, I believe. Oh, sorry, it's only available on PC. Never mind. Never mind. All right.
Toya with a bit of.
The only thing you could do, Christian, is you could link up your phone to the Xbox.
No, that didn't work.
No?
No, yeah, it wasn't working. The Yahoo Sports app doesn't play well with other apps.
Do you have a Roku at your house that you can use?
I have a Chromecast, but it's all the way upstairs, and that's not
Chromecast didn't work. I have a Chromecast here, and it's a huge pain in the ass that it doesn't work because it's Yahoo and Google. They don't want to work together.
Y'all are on the struggle bus.
Lovely ball out. Nice hold up play by Houston there. I'm not.
Did you hear we got a Roku TV today?
Who?
What?
Dad did.
Oh, that's what Drew was just saying.
Get a Roku.
Oh, yeah. No, we have a Roku TV now outside.
Well, you can go get that, and you can watch the game on Roku.
Right.
Again, that's all the way upstairs.
Okay.
What's more important to you, our friendship or Roku?
Houston.
Do we really want to go into that?
Well, if you choose Roku over our friendship, then you'd go get it. Ooh, trick question.
I feel like this bed is the most important right now.
Fair enough.
And Houston just continues to hit those long balls. I'm going to keep harping on it.
It's driving me nuts that they keep doing these long balls. They need to just keep the possession, just work it around. But it's kind of like they have one philosophy and they don't want to change it.
Yeah. I mean, but playing with Tommy Mack and also Martinez isn't in there either.
You are right.
Tomas Martinez. Oh. Yeah, again, lots of lineup changes for Houston. Again, I'm not certain if it's tactical. I'm not certain if they have one eye on MLS this weekend and if they're resting players. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. It's a little bit early. That guy's tie is way too short. He needs to.
Somebody's got to get their tie fixed.
Yeah, the Guastatoya manager, that tie looked awfully short.
Why did Huddersfield win today? What the hell is that?
What's wrong with that?
This is a CONCACAF Champions League podcast, Christian. Or not podcast, whatever the hell we're calling this thing.
The CONCACAF Champions League live discussion.
Broadcast.
Yeah.
Live stream.
Live stream discussion. We can leave that up again and see if we can get 4,000 people to look at this.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I like the people here. Yeah, people that have joined us and that have stuck with us.
What game am I supposed to be watching right now?
You can watch whichever one you want.
Yeah, Drew's got them both up. I'm watching Houston versus Guastatoya because that's the one that is much closer and is more of a match. Saprissa versus Tigres. Saprissa is going to advance, and that game's pretty much over. But I'll leave it up to you, Christian. You're an adult. You can make your own decisions.
Christian is a
lovely play by Houston there, and that should be a yellow card.
Keep going. Keep going.
Possession.
Keep going. Oh, another poor pass.
All right, the app did not allow me to keep being on here, so.
Oh, Christian.
Do you have a computer, correct?
Do you have an iPad?
I do, but it doesn't work. And I have a computer, but it's like
way
like I see it, but it's just like there.
Maybe if it was like what is it, Siri? Do you have a Mac or what do you got?
No.
So it's a PC. So you could be like, hello, Corona or Cortana or whatever her name is.
Corona.
Corona.
My
Cortana.
Sharona.
Corona.
It's like Halo.
My Corona. But no, what you could do is just simply ask and maybe it'll listen to you.
If I say, hey, Cortana, my Xbox will think I'm talking to it.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Because I have a Connect.
Do you have us out loud?
Yeah.
So if I said it, it might work.
No, it doesn't work that way. I've tried that before.
Oh, man. Houston, what are you doing? Oh, off the bar.
No. Wow, you're like a few seconds ahead of me. What is this nonsense?
Houston. I had to
Oh,
refresh a couple times because it's frozen. So maybe from that. Houston looking way out of sorts, just causing their own problems. I don't know what that center back was trying to do there, but they are living on the edge. And that should be a card.
Donkey on the edge.
Man, what is the center back? I guess Beasley. That's a tough ball for Beasley to play the center back there. I'm not sure the ball was meant for the center back, but just mass confusion. Minor Figueroa, that's his name.
Ooh.
And unfortunate
Baroga.
Guastatoya to hit the bar there. That was those mistakes should have been punished. And
Yes.
Guastatoya really breaking up this game. Lots of fouls.
Fort
Opinions
Minor
out of town.
Figueroa.
What's that?
Figaro.
Is that Fort Minor Figueroa?
Ooh, Fort Minor.
Minor?
Firminer.
I'm not sure how to pronounce
Bobby Firmino? What?
Ooh.
it. Yeah, that
Injured.
suit and that color
He's not-
combination on Wilmer Cabrera.
Oh,
I agree
I
with you,
see.
Bridger. I don't know what he's thinking there.
Is that llamas on there? Come on, it's gotta be llamas.
What?
Llama face.
Nice Emperor's New Groove reference.
Oh my god, it's such a great movie.
Same, but the Saprissa goal was actually really nice. They're showing the replays at the halftime right now. Oh, nope, nothing of it.
Anyone else playing the whole movie of Emperor's New Groove in their head now? Or
Not
No.
just you.
just
I don't-
me? Okay.
I wasn't a huge fan of that movie.
All right.
Oh,
I think
really, dude?
What?
That's a great movie.
I also was like whatever age I was when it came out. So.
Yeah, no, it gets better as you get older.
A
It's
lot
so
of
good.
kids' movies get better as you get older because you understand the perverted side of things.
Yeah, it's true.
Just like Toy Story, as much as it's a great movie as a kid, you learn a lot more when you get older too. Bo Peep was quite the.
What
Oh
are
wow!
we talking about?
Oh my god!
She was really trying
Pull the lever, Crunk. Bridger gets it.
to.
Wrong lever.
Squeakers.
Did you say tweakers?
No, Squeakers.
No.
Oh, squeakers.
You'd get it if you liked the movie.
I'm sorry. I've only ever watched it like when I first came out, and that was it.
Dude, I think it's on Netflix right now. I highly recommend checking it out. Yeah, Bridger gets it. That is a fantastic quote.
Yeah.
Who was the actor?
I
for-
remember one time I got to use that like in a actual situation.
What?
Like pull the lever.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Yeah, and then I
Wrong lever.
said exactly. I was so excited. That was a great day.
No, Dave, you texted us, and I sent that back. Do
Yes.
you not remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a great day.
I sent it though.
It was a
Don't
great
take credit
day.
for what I've done.
Okay. Drew, what were you saying?
I don't even know now. I'm so lost in this pull the lever Kronk part. I'm trying to
What?
remember who the heck
That's like
the
the most iconic thing. In
I know, but
all
I
of
haven't like seen any bit of it since I watched it as like a kid.
Yeah.
So to ask me, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, do better. I don't.
Oh man.
What am I
I'm
supposed
trying to
to
remember who was the actor for I guess Kronk was the big guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Putty. Patrick Warburton.
Yes.
Was it? Okay.
Warburton. I can't-
Warburton.
Warburton.
Warburton. Okay.
Are they finally going to get a yellow card? Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Didn't he get one? Didn't someone else get one just a little bit earlier too?
I think that was in the Saprissa match.
Why does this game say it's at halftime? It's not.
You're
Which one?
probably watching the Saprissa Tigres one.
Because
No, I'm on the Houston game, and it said it was at halftime, but it's just not.
No, it's in the 31st minute.
I know, I'm on it now. Thanks.
I don't remember half the movies I watched.
Yeah, dude.
Are you guys?
That suit is incredibly distracting to me as well now. Now that Bridger pointed that out. Like, I don't know what the hell he's wearing with that color combination.
I love it.
It is it just said a minute ago. So
SpongeBob is the bets for older viewers. Yeah, SpongeBob would be a lot of my. I get to turn 25 this year, so I really hope I get the cake.
Oh my God, you're that young?
31, 42, 43, 44. That's where I'm at, Christian.
Wait, what? Oh, you're talking about Christian's age? 44,
No.
45?
That's the way he looks.
That's right. We had this discussion. Christian missed out on
Guastatoya with the break here, but Houston did well to get back and close it out.
It's the beard, Christian. It's the beard.
Ultimately amounted to nothing.
You have a man beard. I have no beard. I have a neck beard.
This game is wide open.
God, what are you, a professor?
Houston.
What?
What are you?
Oh, what the hell was that shit?
Why did he try to? Yeah, I didn't think he needed to force that in there, but this game is just sprung to life. It's wide open.
It's ahead of me, and I hate it.
Refresh the page.
No.
Okay.
You won't do it.
I won't. You're right.
Kyoto just being super lackadaisical there. I don't know why.
And we're gonna get another yellow.
Oh wow, that's a hard tackle there. Yeah.
Yeah, Christian, you're like 25,000 seconds behind us.
The amount of spit these refs get on their face. Yeah, I mean, to be a CONCACAF ref, you got to deal with a lot of.
Bridger understands, people. Bridger understands.
What does he understand?
He understands about turning 25.
He also understands Emperor's New Groove.
I'm sorry.
It's not okay.
I'm not the Disney kid, okay?
What?
I'm not the Disney kid.
What do you mean by that?
I'm the Pixar kid.
Oh, God.
I prefer watching
both.
Pixar.
I mean, yeah, we are both, but like, how? What do you mean you're just not Disney? What is that
I'm
even?
just not a huge fan of like watching.
Are you telling me you're not going to see The Lion King and Aladdin and all that this year?
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with you.
I don't want to see live action of that stuff. The whole point of it being the way it was because that gave it the personalities that it had. I don't want to see Will Smith as the damn genie. Bill Murray will forever be the genie.
Robin Williams.
Wow. Robin Williams. Why am I saying I am having a horrible Robin Williams?
I can't with this guy.
I am dying right now. You know what? Even I take blame for that one because I even knew who the hell.
Well, who else was going to take blame for that one?
You've confused me now. You've ruined me.
Oh, we've gone off the rails.
You've killed me. You've killed me, Christian. No, Bridger. Robin Williams will forever be the
Bridger,
genie.
What's your email, man? Or actually, you know what? If you don't want to put it here, send me a tweet. Send us a tweet, DM.
At me, bro.
Yes, thank you, Bridger. He does. I'm not the only one that thinks this.
Big Fat Liar. What's Big Fat Liar?
Oh, okay. Now you definitely sound.
Is that Frankie Muniz?
Like, whatever? Yes.
Wow.
What the hell is that?
Oh, all right. You know
Frankie
what?
Muniz?
Right.
I know who Frankie Muniz.
We done.
Is that the one where the guy jumps into the pool and turns blue?
Yes.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes. Yeah. No. Wait. Yeah. Frankie Muniz was from Malcolm in the Middle, and then he disappeared, or everyone thought he died, and he didn't die, and all that good stuff.
I do remember that. Where are all these comments? They're over here. I see.
Maybe if you looked at the comments section. But no, all for right. Real.
I just need to say, you guys, you gotta watch Aladdin anyway. I don't.
No.
Hey, I'm watching it. Don't let me in with Drew's takes.
Just like I didn't watch Beauty and the Beast live. I am not watching it live.
Emma Watson was in that. What's the matter with you?
I can just look at the highlights of Emma Watson. That's fine by me too.
What the fuck does that mean? What highlights?
Just the quick films that you get to see, the little blips that everyone shows, the information, all that stupid stuff. You don't do that? All that stupid stuff where they give you basically the whole spiel of a movie in like 5 minutes. They show you all the important stuff, and that's that. So I just watched what I already knew of Beauty and the Beast and the important stuff, which was mostly Emma Watson, and I got to see how she looked at it. And she did a great job. The end.
She always does a great job.
Okay. Now, why does she always do a great job, Christian? Is it because of Harry Potter?
Look at her face.
Yeah, he's a huge Harry Potter fan. Granted, so am I.
Harry Potter is awesome.
I also
don't, really going off the rails on this, but
I don't put her on the pedestal that everybody else does. I mean, she's
great. What's the matter with you,
Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah. No, what?
Yes.
All right,
what?
Trying to see. So the game is still 0-0. This is. Jennifer Lawrence is very attractive.
No, she is not.
Yes, she is.
Oh,
are you thinking of the right person, Christian? She's very attractive.
She is very attractive. She performed amazing with Bradley Cooper in Silver Lining Playbook.
I've seen that. I like the movie. I don't think she's ugly. I just no way. No.
Okay.
She is a very beautiful woman.
So this game has really opened up, and both teams are really getting chances now. It's really starting to open up, and I think that bodes well for both teams. We're starting to get some chances. Guastatoya's finally coming out of their shell. Houston's, I don't know if they're panicking, but they're giving Guastatoya opportunities, committing poor turnovers, and overall making this an interesting second leg.
Yes, yeah, it's definitely giving it some fun. Also, if anyone's watching the Tigres game, can anyone explain to me, unless this is just a reason, why they've all of a sudden decided to start the timer over at 0 minutes?
I think they probably screwed that up. Didn't that happen in one of the games last week?
I don't remember.
No, it definitely did. I can't remember if you were on or if that was.
I probably wasn't on. It might have been Noob. You probably had Scrabble.
Yeah. Very true. Oh, what the hell was I about to say? Oh, have we had any stretcher situations in the Tigres versus Saprissa match?
No, not yet that I have seen. So far, everything's going well.
The under's holding strong.
Oh, yeah, Christian. Over under 1.5 for the amount of people that get stretched off in the Tigres Saprissa game.
I'm taking the under.
There we go.
I took the over when it was still 0-0.
I need to ask because it's now bothering me. Have you seen Hercules?
If I have, I don't remember much of it.
True.
Okay, but do realize that all those movies, when they came out, you guys were like...
I am 2 years older than you.
It's not like...
What the hell are you talking about?
But what I'm saying is if, like, say you were 6 and I was 4... You're going to remember it a lot better than a 4-year-old's going to remember it.
Hey, am I in this?
Yeah, what's up, Bridger?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
So we got him in here because he at least can back us up on the Emperor's New Groove. Have you seen Hercules, the cartoon, Bridger?
Oh, of course.
Okay, so
fantastic.
Okay, so we're just going to gang up on Drew at this point.
You know what? It's fine. I'm not the Disney kid, so I'm perfectly okay with it.
You should
when
not.
Did Hercules come out? I'm going to find out. Hercules.
Early 2000s, maybe
1997. I would have been freaking 3 goddamn years old. Okay.
Yeah, but Matt. So our youngest brother, Matt, who's 22. He just turned 20.
Just turned 23.
23. Yep. Thank you, Christian.
Okay. Now, did you have it on VHS at home? That's a See, now I didn't. I was an only child.
It's on Netflix, like I had... you stupid fuck.
Oh my god!
Just because it's on Netflix doesn't mean I want to watch it when I'm 24.
By the way,
who still has a VHS player?
I don't have one with me.
I think our parents, man.
But my parents do, and I still have all the VHS tapes for Pokemon, Thomas the Tank, and I don't even care if someone says something weird about that, and all the Pokemon.
Dude,
I love Pokemon.
Fantastic. So I'm not going to say anything about.
I was a Yu-Gi-Oh guy.
Pikachu,
yes, and I also have a bunch of
Yu-Gi-Oh guy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I could not get into that.
What?
I currently have all of my cards sitting near me, trying to decide how much money I think I can make off of them.
Hey, you never know when you gotta, something's gonna pop up. You gotta save yourself with those cards.
But dude, if $1 can get me the gas, I don't
If
care.
they make those virtual reality discs, I mean, you're set. That's gonna be sick.
Hell yeah.
So you must have loved that Pokemon Go app.
No,
did.
I actually
What?
found
I did. I used it all the time.
I tried it like a handful of times. So being out in Silicon Valley,
I still use it from time
yeah,
to time.
people still play it all the time out here.
Yeah, I worked at a YMCA, and I guess it was a dueling spot or something, like in the parking lot. So I'd be leaving the Y at like 11:30, closing up, and there'd be like a bunch of people out in the parking lot, and I wouldn't know what to do. Just kind of, it would just like scare me. Like I didn't know who these people were. They were by my car. I was just like freaking out. And I was like, it's like, and they're all in like a circle yelling at each other, and I'm freaking out. They're like, someone's fighting, and I'm like, hey, and they're like, oh no, man, we're dueling. I was like, oh, okay. And they're like 34-year-old dudes.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
All right, I am from. Yeah, so this is weird, right?
Dude, where the
What is your name?
Just, who do you know here?
Who are you people?
No, I'm from Missouri, so like mid Missouri, like right next to Columbia, where Mizzou is.
Okay.
And I kind of literally, I kind of got duped like everybody else who watches this, I guess. All 6 people, I guess, that are on the watching it. And it was like live stream CONCACAF Championship.
That was not
like,
my intention. I did not mean to do that. I know everybody thought. I did not mean for that to happen.
Ooh.
I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get to watch the game. Next thing you know, it's like these 2 guys just talking to each other. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And of course, at the time, I couldn't watch the game, so I was like, well, fuck it, I might as well like see what the score is with these 2 guys. And now, yeah, well, here I am joining you guys.
I'm really surprised you stayed committed to that.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I mean, honestly, man, I live with these 2 Indian girls, but like they don't watch soccer, so it's like I have no one to talk to. So you guys are kind of like my only friends to talk about soccer. Right?
Well, that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Hey.
My friend from St. Louis, so
what?
yeah.
What part? Like, I guess you say like St. Louis, but like where? Yeah. That's everyone just says St. Louis. Like just say St. Louis. It's fine.
Well, I mean, we say we're from Philly, so I guess that's not really true.
Philly. It's just easier to say it that way. So, Bridger, what have you thought about the match so far?
Man, everyone's on the fucking ground. Like literally, like it's a lot of hard fouls. But it's. I was agreeing with you, man. It's open, man. There's everyone's just going back and forth and just everything. I kind of got confused. Like I stopped watching the game once I started hearing the conversation. I was like, oh, I'm just getting more into this. I wasn't even watching the game. Like, I was just like, pull the lever, Kronk.
Oh, I love that you immediately got it.
But no, it's a good game, honestly. It could probably go both ways. I have no idea. I can't really tell you who I think is going to win it. Honestly, it could be anybody with how many chances they're getting. I couldn't even tell you the name of this team because I don't even know. When they hit the post, man, I was like, oof.
Yeah.
Oof. That should have been it. They're gonna, if they don't continue to press like they are, man, that could probably be their only chance. But honestly, it's so open. I have no idea. I think it could go either way right now. I think Houston honestly is looking a little nervous after that. After that, they kind of like. I don't know. They just looked nervous, and everything was just not falling for them.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. I thought Houston was kind of dominating play initially, but then they've looked very nervy since then, and it's really opened up, which has made for a more interesting game. But if I'm a Houston or MLS fan or whatnot, that's probably not the greatest.
Oh, no. Definitely. Where are they from again?
Guastatoya, I believe, is Guatemala, and I could have that wrong just because their name begins with GUA.
I think I just saw some people in the fans with some Guatemalan flags.
Okay.
I believe they are. Yeah, they are Guatemalan.
Yeah.
So now we got to get back to this movie stuff because now I got to
halftime for anyone watching. It's 0-0 halftime. Guastatoya between Houston and Guastatoya. Houston still leads on aggregate. All right, Drew. Back to the movie talk.
Wait, before we go on.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Christian.
Blew the whistle before the 45th minute.
Yeah, I know. I saw that too.
Okay. He was I gotta get this shit over with.
Yeah, he does what he wants.
Bro, I need to take a shot of tequila here, and let's get back on the second half. Like, this shit's boring as fuck.
This dude had the loogie in my face when he was yelling at me. I gotta wipe this shit off.
All right, so then I guess the question is then, Did you guys watch A Bug's Life?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so funny you mentioned that.
Thank you.
I
Is
was so I'm a high school coach,
Mhm.
and I'm a high school boys and girls. And the girls season, unfortunately, we don't really take it very serious because we were like literally one of the worst teams in Missouri. Like I don't think we've won. It's the best if you're a new coach. It's the best team to get because there's not a lot of pressure on you if you lose. But then again, no one fucking takes it serious, so it's like annoying if you want to win. But the girls and I was training the goalies, and I literally mentioned something about ants, the movie Ants.
Yeah.
But I get Bugs Life and Ants mixed up all the time.
Oh, I do too. All the time.
Yeah.
How do you get them mixed up?
That's understandable.
Are you serious? It's the same fucking movie. Dude.
No, it is
Relax.
not.
Okay.
Not at all.
Don't the crickets attack both? Or is it just in Ants? Or is it just in Bugs Life when the crickets attack or are they attacking the ants because they didn't want the ants to take care? That's what I get so confused about. I have no idea which one.
I have not
which.
seen these
Okay.
movies in a little bit.
Okay,
So I
A
can't
Bug's
remember.
Life, the ants are
They're
to feed
grasshoppers,
the
right?
grasshoppers.
Oh, grasshoppers.
They're grasshoppers.
Crickets. What the fuck?
Crickets. And so when Flick
Jiminy
accidentally
Cricket
knocks-
out there singing to him.
Okay.
Stop singing. Stop singing.
So when Flick decides to knock over the entire food storage for the grasshoppers with his contraption, that's when shit goes sideways. Basically, and then he brings back all the.
Which movie is this?
This is A Bug's Life. My
Okay.
favorite
Ants.
part of that is Tuck and Roll when they talk about the one person when they get fired from PT's Barnum and Bailey's basically bullshit stuff, and they just start going, "You're fired! You're fired! You're fired!"
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either, but it's
You guys don't know. My all right. What? Oh, yep. I'm pulling this in
Oh
here.
man.
Don't know this.
You're pulling this in here. You're playing the movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's no longer a soccer stream. It's just talking about movies.
Yeah, we've devolved quickly from this, but whatever. I mean,
All it
there
takes is one comment.
Dave, do you just want to
Oh.
change the name of the YouTube?
Bro's talking about Disney.
Bro talking Disney.
Bros about Disney.
Um,
All right,
Yeah.
now here's the link. Now let's get it on here,
all right,
and
but
then
from
Wait,
these
I'm
matches,
sorry.
right here.
Did we actually get his name yet?
Bridger. It's Bridger.
Oh yeah, it's Bridger. It's
Bruh.
like Bridge
Where
with an
have
R.
you
Yeah, sorry guys.
What is Bridger? Is that like your actual name?
Yeah. My parents decided that well, if I was gonna be a girl, it was Bridget. If it was gonna be a boy, still Bridget. But we didn't want to, ruin his life completely.
That's a great way of putting it.
Oh, wow.
No, I don't know. My mom said she saw some cute kid in a magazine, and I don't know. She thought it was a cute name, so
Alright.
whatever.
That's a cool name.
I mean,
It's
my-
very unique. It's cool, but
my brother's name is Graydon, but it's like they gave us super unique names. My mom and dad's name are Jack and Sherry, like the most generic mother and father name you could ever have, besides like Dick and Jane.
Well,
So like, was she like Mama Sherry when people came over?
Yeah, they all called her Golden Girl. No, that's because she was a golden girl at Mizzou a long time ago, and they want to give me shit about it. Like, hey, your mom used to be hot.
What's a golden girl?
It's like It's like a cheerleading group at Mizzou
okay.
for like their football team. Because we're all from mid Missouri, so like Mizzou football, we think we're good. So I guess.
see.
But
Also, I attached
I'm-
the link into what I was referring to from A Bug's Life.
yeah, I just watched it. I do not recall this whatsoever.
Oh, that is so
Got Christian, thoughts on this first half?
It was pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Pretty what?
Boring.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, I
mean-
remember this scene.
yeah.
But I try and block out anything that's spider related from my brain.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, like the thing I remember from that is it connects very close to like the "Was Up" from the Budweiser commercial. Like if you hear that, it sounds like yeah.
What the fuck is happening?
So you remember that from the 90s, but you can't remember fucking Disney movies?
Well, because I don't really.
That was an
watch-
iconic commercial. You
That
can't
was
compare
weird.
the Bud
Telling
Light
me that
Was
those
Up
movies
commercial.
That's how you should open up every segment when someone adds into the chat. Why is that? And then everyone's got to join.
No.
Okay, you guys said there was a Yahoo Sports app on Roku.
No. Oh yeah, on
Yes.
Roku, yeah.
Supposedly.
Okay.
Again, I just Googled, so you got to trust the Google.
Yeah, I heard that too, Christian. Let's just let it slide. Drew, what are your thoughts on the first half?
Whoa,
All right, Joey Tribbiani.
Okay, let's see if I
Drew,
can find
thoughts on the first half?
I have no comment. No.
Okay. No comment.
No, I think, the game was definitely opening up after probably the first 5-10 minutes. It really started to open up, and then since then it's just been constant back and forth. Just no one really having a good amount of possession on either side. So I don't know who's going to end up on top here, but I think if Guastatoya can keep it up the way they're playing, I think they might actually be able to get a goal, and it might go to shootout.
Interesting.
They have triple the amount of shots right now.
Yeah. Houston's got the possession, but Guastatoya's had the better opportunities, I think.
Mm-hmm. Also, okay. Now let's have a quick question here. What's your favorite short that they've done before a movie?
I don't do those.
You don't do those?
I mean,
No.
probably Ice Age. That's the one that's iconic that I can really
that's
remember.
Wait, they had an Ice Age short? What?
Well, the squirrel.
The squirrel. Just like that short that they did before even the movie. Like they gave him a short. But see, my favorite one was it's Jerry's Game is what it's called. It's the short where the guy's playing chess against himself.
I
You
don't
find out.
remember.
That's a good one.
Isn't that Up? Up?
Yeah, that's for I think that actually might be a Bug's Life one too. But
Yeah, guy playing chess. Bugs.
Bugs. But no, Tarzan also great movie. But I also like it because I'm a huge Phil Collins fan.
The animated one?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I love that one.
Sorry, you all got me in that song. Damn, that's gonna be stuck in my head for weeks.
Song. I don't think that was us.
No, I think it was true.
You said Phil Collins, man. It brings me,
Collins.
you can't help it. But
You can't help with Phil Collins. Phil Collins is the man.
that dude made like 4 songs and is a trillionaire.
4.
Like maybe not even 4.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, in Genesis, yeah, he
killed it. Solo, he killed it. Tarzan, he killed it. Killed it.
But I mean, like honestly,
What is going on here?
can you like, name besides like the ones he did in movies? Can you name me like 4 other Phil Collins songs besides the?
Oh come on! You're really gonna? Oh come on! What's wrong with "In the Air Tonight"? It's like the iconic song.
I know, but like, can you name me any other songs that he actually came that wasn't involved with any Disney movies? Like nothing. You can't.
Yeah, you can. You can name a bunch with Phil Collins. I mean,
probably,
you can name like "You Can't Hurry Love." That's a great one. "Sussudio" is a great song. "You Can't Stop Loving You."
Damn. I guess I just wasn't a Phil
yeah,
Collins fan.
You're going into the wrong. I mean, you got.
I was not a Phil Collins fan, I guess.
Invisible Touch. I Can't Dance. That's all. Like,
are you doing these off the top of your head?
Yeah, like I love Phil Collins.
I just really love Phil Collins.
Phil Collins is the fucking man.
I barked up the wrong tree on that one.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Now get off.
Oh
Yeah, leave. You are now disowned from the chat.
Get off that tree. No, Phil Collins for me. I've always liked Phil Collins because that was like, honestly, when I was a kid, that was the soundtrack that was in my parents' car. So I continuously kept hearing Phil Collins played all the damn time. So that Rod Stewart, God bless my head.
My mom was a big Bee Gees guy.
There you go.
I listened to a lot of Bee Gees when I was growing up, man. There was just something about like those guys, man. I swear, yeah. Like, my mom would put that on her fucking record player on these big speakers and clean the house.
Oh, God bless you.
I know. I survived.
Amazing. So, Bridger, trying to circle us back a little bit about soccer. So, in Missouri, are you near St. Louis? Like, do you follow the USL team? I know you were talking in the chat earlier. Like, how are they looking?
Yeah. So I actually live in Fulton, Missouri. So it's actually on the highway going east towards St. Louis. So I'm actually I'm actually closer to St. Louis than I am Kansas City. And I've completely like gone away from sporting Kansas City anyway, mostly because they're actually a Kansas team. They're not even Missouri. Because when they moved from Arrowhead Stadium, they moved their stadium right next to the Kansas Speedway, which, of course, in Kansas. And me being like diehard Missouri, I'm like, I'm not gonna support a Kansas team. What is that? So then I found out St. Louis had a USL team. So I've gotten more into watching USL than I actually have MLS. So once it gets around the playoffs, that's when I kind of get into MLS because it's like USL isn't really usually St. Louis doesn't make the USL playoffs, so I watch the MLS playoffs. So once St. Louis's season's over, I watch MLS more. So,
right.
But yeah, I'm more into the whole USL St. Louis kind of soccer scene.
I like St. Louis's crest.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. And then I don't even know what's going to happen with that if St. Louis actually gets their MLS bid. If they get an MLS team, I don't know what's going to happen to St. Louis FC. I don't know if they're going to join or what's going to happen.
There's a similar situation in Nashville, right? Nashville did they ultimately come to terms with the same ownership group? Actually, yeah, I think they did ultimately become the same ownership group. So
that'll probably happen then. It just makes sense. I mean, you might as well, because you've already got such a following with that. You might as well just join, because I mean, they average around every game that I make it to. There's like 2,000, 3,000 some people there. So I mean, it's a good crowd every time I'm there. So I mean, why not?
Yeah, actually, so Austin was another. So Austin has a USL team.
Fuck Austin,
I believe. No, the USL team is nothing to do with Anthony Precourt. They launched by themselves, and I think this is their first season. And then they got all that negative publicity, and MLS is now moving in. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. And I mean, theoretically, St. Louis, I believe, is a pretty big city. So
it's huge.
So it could potentially support two teams, but it's obviously not ideal.
Well, it won't. I don't think it will, because a long time ago when they had I think it was the Steamers. It was the pro team in St. Louis. I think it was like back in the old NASL days. It was tough for them anyway by themselves to even keep a team going, especially when NASL had all those problems. So I don't think they'd do the same mistake and try to have two teams. I think they'd just go for the one for sure.
I guess we'll see. I mean, ultimately, they're two separate ownership groups, two separate leagues. So I guess it might happen. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to, I don't know. This is an awesome time to be following soccer in this country and all the things that are happening. So cool that we're following all this. It's evolving.
It is a lot of fun.
And
we've been talking. Tigres is now 5-1.
Okay.
Jesus. And another thing with St. Louis is they actually, like with the last year, it was their first year, but they actually had an MPSL team come in. So St. Louis Club Atletico they had, and I actually went and tried out. It was like my last hurrah to try to make a team before I'm too fat to do it. But yeah, they started a team, so they've just started, and I'm here in Columbia, and we're starting a group with Missouri Athletic Center to try to get an MPSL team put in Columbia, Missouri.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, so we're trying to kind of we're kind of hoping that St. Louis will get a pro team for the MLS, so that the MPSL team probably won't stay around for much longer, or maybe it will, and then it'll grow, and then we'll try to get something in Columbia, because we've got Mizzou, which has a bunch of kids that come in that don't have men's soccer, but they have girls soccer. So there's a bunch of kids who go to Mizzou, but that were probably good soccer players that we're going to try to, get them to come play on our team. And then we also got Columbia College that has a very successful soccer team. CMU just won the NAIA National Championship, and they're in Fayette, Missouri, which is 20 minutes from Columbia. We also have Missouri Valley, which is in Marshall, Missouri, which is about an hour from Columbia. They were actually in the final facing CMU in the national championship for NAIA. And then there's also William Woods University, where I played, which is 20 minutes away. So we've got 3 or 4 colleges that have soccer that are 30 to 40 minutes away from Columbia that they could possibly use as their player pool for it. So we think it's a hotbed for getting an NPSL team.
That's awesome. Are you trying for NPSL Pro because they're launching that pro division, or are you just going to keep it amateur?
I think, well, if we have college kids, I think we're going to stick with amateur, because once you have college kids, you can't pay them.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can even pay anybody on your roster. I don't really know
you can't.
The rules too well, but I think if one person makes $1, it's considered pro, so they would be ineligible through college. So I think, at least for our first couple of years or whatever, we'd probably just stick with amateur and not pay anybody and just see how it does then. And if once it gets bigger and bigger, if we want to, maybe we'll try to do that. But I think just saying amateur would be the best decision for now.
Makes sense. So for anyone watching, the teams are back out, and the half's about to get going. This is most dramatic game. A lot still on the line for both teams to play for. So yeah, it's 0-0. It's about to kick off second half. Bridger, thanks for the update on St. Louis. That's fascinating to see. Keep us posted on everything that's going on.
And I think St. Louis is actually the first all-female ownership group that they're trying to get into MLS. I think that's kind of one of their big things. I've seen all the stuff on Twitter, but I think that's a big thing. I think that's awesome.
I didn't even know that. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Topic, Dave.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that is a good topic. Is it majority female or solely female?
No, it's majority female. It's not solely female. I can't remember her name, but she's like the daughter daughter of some big business owner, but now she's like the CEO of the company, and now she's like big soccer fan. So I don't read too much on her. I've just kind of been, retweeting the stuff that I see. But it's a majority female ownership group, and it's like the first time this has ever happened for MLS. So I think that they're kind of, I don't want them just to run that, as their platform and hope it gets them the win. But I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's good for them. Tony McNamara, I did not know he went to Houston.
Yeah.
And then he cut his hair. I think he lost his mojo.
Yeah. Well, he cut his hair last season. I think may have been before Vieira left or maybe after. But yeah.
Cuts his hair, then gets traded. I mean, it's just a sign.
Yeah. Should never cut the hair. So Guastatoya's come out and just looking like they're pressing a little bit more and forcing a turnover here from Houston. Hopefully this is indicative of the rest of the match, and it's going to be open and exciting.
Oh, they're going to try to push. They've got to press now because they got to get that goal.
Yeah, I would have thought, especially with the way they were playing in the first half, they seemed to be really sitting back the first 20 minutes, and I expected them to kind of play that way until like the 60th minute before things opened up. So I was surprised that, especially the latter part of the first half, things really opened up, and it seems like it's happening in the second half. So they're not sitting back. They're recognizing that Houston is vulnerable in certain instances, and they're going after it. And now DeMarcus Beasley's down. That would be a tough loss for Houston.
Oh, man.
Not Father Time.
Oh, there's a stretcher that's not in this game. Still any sign of any stretchers in the other match?
No,
I'm half watching it. I didn't see any yet, so
I've been watching the other game.
Wow. Don't sound so excited about it.
Is that going to be number one? I hope not. I hope it's not him. Oh, man.
Killer.
Looking like the under is going to hold in that one.
That's what we do.
Christian, any updates or thoughts on the Saprissa match? I know you've been watching.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
There have been a couple of chances, but it's been ugly to watch.
Wow. Got the whole family on his chest. Holy crap. Only Christian would probably know that. Damn.
Got the whole family on his chest?
He has a tattoo of two different people on his chest. Like,
I think it might have been three.
One whole peck is somebody's face, and the other one was somebody else.
And then I think in the middle of the two pecks was another face. I'm pretty sure.
See that. Okay.
Either way, that's a lot of faces on your pecs.
I think any amount of
And if he ends up getting fat, those things are going to sag and look ugly as hell.
They'll look like they had a stroke.
They didn't look good now. So.
That's terrible.
Faces will sag a little bit. Yep.
So I made that comment earlier about AJ De La Garza being like the best like Guam national team soccer player.
Yeah.
And he's gotten 12 caps, and I'm looking at their roster right now, and it's all like, I mean, there's one guy who plays for the Greenville Triumph. It's a USL team. One guy plays in, I think that's China. Then there's him. SoCal Surf, which is a PDL team. Tacoma Stars, and then the Colorado Switchbacks. So he's definitely like the most, when you look at his club, and who he's played for, he's definitely the most, as of right now, their best,
Most high profile.
I mean,
most
yeah,
high profile player
I would believe
for
that.
sure.
Yeah.
There's
I mean,
one
you
guy.
don't hear-
There's one guy who plays for South Park Football Club.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Come on down to South Park and
Smash,
be so
smash,
fresh.
smash.
Oh my God, you killed Kenny. Well, they're in England though. Yeah, he's definitely like, if you looked at it, he's got to be their main man.
Yeah,
for
I would
sure.
imagine so, but he's only got 12 caps, so it seems like.
But he didn't he get capped by USA?
I thought he did.
He was a
Maybe-
USA player, and then I think he decided to switch, or because he knew he wasn't going to make the team.
I knew Lee Win went the other way. I think he was capped by Vietnam.
Oh man, he's like a celebrity there.
Yeah, well, he
I
played.
heard I watched some documentary about him or something, and like, I guess the coaches like still to this day still hit him up like, hey man, when are you going to come back? we love you, come back.
Yeah, I mean that's where he started his career, and he was dominant over there, and then like I think he started to get national team looks, and then that's where MLS sort of came in, or vice versa, and it kind of came out of nowhere.
Man, I love those dual nationals, man.
Yeah,
Half our team, Germany, dude.
yeah.
I love it.
So now Guastatoya having a little bit of possession as Houston sort of sits back, and right as I say that, they hit a fantastic ball to sort of break the lines, and Guastatoya is coming forward. Lovely ball in, cleared out. Figueroa does well to recover.
Someone's helping those packing stats.
Yeah. And the game is just opening up. And
Very
Houston
much so.
coming right back.
Oh man, I'm like late behind you guys. My
Oh, my
stream.
goodness.
I'm at 51:03:4.
I'm a little bit ahead of you guys. I'm 51, 12, 13, 14.
I'm 50-50. Jesus,
Okay.
I'm like almost a good 40 seconds behind. Jesus.
It's like you're on Sling TV right now.
I'm on Roku, man. You guys said talking about Roku.
Ooh, damn.
Oh, good. Oh.
There's a chance.
Yeah, good ball in.
Yeah,
Like
it was a
Dave.
very random thing because they were showing a replay. All of a sudden, you just see the ball going out to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, we missed that.
Wow, that was a good ball in. Oh.
It's just interesting hearing that delayed reaction. Like you've already seen it. You're just like,
Yeah.
When are you gonna see it? When are you gonna see it? When are you gonna see it? Oh, he saw it. He said that. He said it.
All right, so what are you guys at? I'm at 51-40 now. 47. 48.
52,
I'm about-
52.
All right, I'm
That-
with you. I'm with you guys then
I'm
now.
about 8 seconds in front of you.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Ooh, back heel.
Fancies. The commentator goes, "Okay, Kiki.
Do you love me?
Do you love me?"
Oh man, I did that. So, like I said, I was a PE teacher the other day, and we got a new girl named Kiki, and she's like in the 4th grade. And you know me, the only guy who's in the whole entire school, and I gotta, like try to stay hip with the kids. And I was like, Kiki, and I was like, ah. So like that song, and she looked at me and she was like, no. I was like, okay, new girl doesn't love me. Yeah, she's mean anyway. She's gonna get an F on the pacer.
There you go.
Oh man, you have no idea how good that feels. Lining kids up to do the pacer test as the teacher and not the kid taking the pacer test. It's like a whole nother level of I am the captain now.
So now, when you're saying a pacer test, is that like just like
the beep test.
the beep?
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know who. Missouri, we still call it the pacer, but it's
We
basically
called
the
it
beep
the
test.
pacer,
The beep
too.
test. Okay. Sorry,
just
I'm
like-
used to it being called the beep test.
The pacer test is a cardiovascular exercise where.
Dave broke our elementary school record for the pacer test.
Bullshit.
Oh,
What'd you get?
12.
97 or something.
Oh wow, that's
No.
awesome.
Yeah.
That, that thing must have been
really
on
good.
a delay. That had to have been on a delay.
No, and I didn't break it. I don't think there were other people. I think that came after me. That
Yeah, it's been broken, but
I was more of that double Dutch guy.
Yeah, I mean, I was a track guy, so I was pretty. The cardio stuff was pretty good.
Yeah, that asthma hit me freshman year, and that's fucked me since.
Yeah.
Fuck asthma.
Man, what's the worst thing too is like you're that kid in first hour who gets the record for the day or breaks the record, and then you find out some kid in fifth hour fucking beat your record because he heard about it. And you're like you were like top dog in the whole school for like a good 4 hours, and then just
You're like,
your
yeah.
your reign is over. All the girls are like, here, have my lunchbox. Or you're amazing. This kid's gonna go D1 in chess. Ugh. Who is this new defender right here for Houston? Struna? Where's he from?
I'm not sure.
Slovakia or something?
I'm not sure who he is.
He's good.
I know Senderos is still there, I believe. So
No way.
yeah, I was
That
expecting
dude.
him.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I thought he went back to Switzerland, or I thought he went to Switzerland.
Did he? I mean, he was there last year.
I thought I saw that he went back, or maybe he was there. Who did he leave? Stoke. Where was he at before he went?
Wait, wasn't he at Arsenal?
At one point he was at Arsenal, but I'm not sure.
Talking about the bald guy?
Yeah.
He was at Villa at one point.
That's where it was. Villa, not Stoke.
Who would ever watch them?
Not this guy.
Post-traumatic Aston Villa disorder.
Yeah.
Post-traumatic Brad Guzan.
Oh my god, that guy.
Looks like
it'll happen tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow or Thursday?
I thought it was tomorrow. No, I guess it is Thursday. That's right, because they were Thursday.
Yeah.
Either way, it's gonna be PTG, post-traumatic Guzan disorder.
Oh, that's a good ball. Oh, nothing. Oh, that coach looks so depressed.
Look at that look on him. He's just kind of like, I feel like he's trying to decide what he wants for dinner tonight. Like he's kind of got that blank stare. He's like, am I getting some empanadas or what am I getting here tonight? Down in Houston, I mean, you probably get some. I've heard Houston down in that area, they got some really good like Mexican cuisine down there, and I love a good Mexican restaurant.
Matt's gonna be there shortly.
That's right. So does that mean he's gonna become a Dynamo fan?
Ugh.
Nah.
No. Is he even really a Philly Union fan?
He is. I mean, not like the way Christian and I are.
He's just a bot city fan. That's all he is.
It's gonna be cold on Saturday. I'm really not happy about it.
I love that Sons of Ben documentary.
Yeah, it's great.
That was well done. I loved it. And then the guy like who helped get the club there, like they were basically saying like this ruined my life and my marriage, and like they had to completely give it up because like his wife was gonna divorce him. It's like, oh man, that's just terrible. But way to get a soccer team, man. Thanks.
Yeah, that was a little odd. It was like, yeah, I appreciate it, but it was also like, I mean, you gotta have priorities in order.
Yeah, true. But man, hey, ball is life, dude. Ball is life.
Yeah, actually, we're gonna have the director on the podcast in April. So the director of that movie, I got connected with, and so we're gonna interview him. So any questions for him, let me know.
Dope.
Also, feel free to join our Slack channel.
Yeah.
Hey, it's actually funny because like a lot of the reasons why I also stuck with watching you guys is I was thinking about starting my own podcast and kind of start doing my own thing, mostly for Missouri soccer and also like college, high school soccer around the area. And also I'm a big Bayern Munich fan and U.S. men's national team. So like, of course, like I'd talk about that. But I mean, I'm also mid-Missouri, so not a lot of people care. But then again, it's like it would just be for me, and like you guys, I kind of like what you guys do here with this, and then that's why another reason why I was kind of like I'm gonna throw my hat in there, see if I can get on this thing. So like, hey, can I join you guys? Because I was literally talking to myself in the comments, like I was so alone. And of course, you guys were talking, and I'm like, I'm not getting any replies fast enough to answer these questions. It's like, what if I just joined this?
That's Dave every day of his life. So.
Yeah. I'm okay with it though. Yeah, man. So first off, if you have any questions or need any help getting things set up or whatnot, let me know. I can absolutely help you. And it's also good to kind of start niche. And if there's not a lot of people covering Missouri soccer, you'd be surprised how quickly you can build up a following. So I think that's a really good idea.
And I think it would be a really good way for me to like get onto it too, because like I just said, CMU in Fayette, Missouri, it's a town of 5,000 people, and literally like the town doesn't even have soccer at their high school or any youth levels. So it's only the college that has soccer in this small town that's like all about football. And CMU also has a football team that's like has a huge following. So the fact that CMU went all the way to Florida and won a national championship, their first time ever being in the postseason. Like, it was the first time they ever made it this far, and they freaking won the whole thing. And it was like, I was like, I need to really like, this is like the perfect time for me to like get an interview with this guy and talk about what he did, how he did it, and I'll talk about like how he's overcome like being in a small town that soccer's not a big thing in an expensive college that's in the middle of nowhere, and how he's been able to get these guys. So like, I think it would be a great way to start it off. But
yeah, that's awesome. Noob, what's up, man?
Noob's
how you doing, man? You didn't have to hang back. We've been talking about all kinds of wild things on the podcast this evening. So
yeah, it's bad enough I'm behind on the soccer kind of in general, having come into it late in life, but then I'm also on the back end of these, coming in late on these other topics that I have no idea where you guys are. So
you're perfectly fine. We've gone through Missouri, Disney, Pixar, Phil Collins, what up? And that's what
Oh my god.
And was up from the 90s. Now you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
There we go. See?
Ask him if he knows what's it called? Oh my god, Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah. So, Noob, were you a fan of Disney movies in the 90s? I know that probably wasn't I don't know. So yeah, do you ever see Emperor's New Groove or Hercules or any of those movies?
I know them by title, but those aren't ones I happen to have seen.
Yeah. And I think that that probably makes sense. But yeah, you're missing out, man.
No, you're not. You're not.
I have never claimed to not have I've got a black heart. I've got no soul. I think that's been kind of implicitly established for some time.
That's certainly not true.
No, because you love Thomas the Tank Engine, and that is full respect.
I'm gonna try to keep that out of this conversation. Since there's
no, you're welcome to bring it in, because I will bring it in with you. I will stand by you. Stand by me.
Look, I don't know a lot about real soccer, so I got to make up my own stuff. Okay.
Hey, no, I love it.
Yeah. Fantastic. Good job with the Puel stuff today.
Oh, thank you. I had no idea how to pronounce that. I was going to ask.
Claude Puel.
There you go.
I figured it rhymed.
Yeah.
I figured it rhymed with fuel.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
I was crazy to hear that Brendan Rodgers left Celtic.
I love it. I
thought it was crazy that he would actually leave. He had such a good thing going on. Plus, they were going for that. What is it? 9 titles in a row.
I think so.
And like, he had a chance to be that guy who could have done it. I mean, that's just crazy. He left.
I think he pretty much has done it, hasn't he?
He's basically done it all for them.
Well, they're only 8 points ahead.
Didn't the 1 year they go undefeated?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wasn't it 2 years ago? Last year?
The treble year.
Yeah. He's basically done it all. So I think he's been deserving of another Premier League shot. So I think it's a great move for him to go to Leicester, because I think that kind of fits the style that he had at Liverpool even.
Who was with earlier in his career in the PL?
So he started with Swansea. Actually, I think he may have started with Watford.
Well, they were in the championship at the time.
It was Watford, and then it went to Swansea.
Yeah, but he brought Swansea up, I believe.
Swansea, he did really well with. Wasn't that when he had Michu and everything else?
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, Michu, what a guy!
So that was a fantastic strike there by Minor Figueroa. Real quick, coming back to something Christian mentioned earlier, Bridger, I invited you to our Slack channel, which is just like an app. Did I invite DJ? Which is just like an app where we all kind of chat and hang out. So I know you were saying you want people to chat with. So feel free to join.
You are not alone then.
Yeah, and
don't be put off by the fact that they clearly just let anybody in.
Thanks, man. I feel so special.
You're not special.
You gotta ruin my moment, man.
It was actually more about those of us who are already there, but okay.
Ooh, Tyler Dare, good save.
Dave, do you want to take this stuff?
Do I want to what?
Are you reading this Twitter guy?
No. What's going on?
Wait, what's going on? Twitter?
No, this is DMs. Get out
I
of our
like how
DMs,
that's just a
guys.
question. Twitter.
Who's
Oh,
in-
you getting into them DMs?
Yeah.
He goes down in the DMs.
Oh, grrr.
Oh my God.
That stupid
yeah,
commercial.
I'll respond, Christian.
Stupid Mountain Dew commercial.
I said hello. I feel like that was enough.
Aloha.
Yeah, I'll take it from there. What did you guys? So coming back to this match here,
Salud.
Elise came on for
Oh, you're oohing about, but
okay, sorry.
Oh, here it was. Oh,
Elise came on for Kyoto. What do you think about that sub, Drew?
good move. Progressive.
I mean, it's kind of aggressive, but it's kind of a like for like sub. I still thought Elise should have started over Kyoto. Christian,
I
any
agree,
thoughts?
but
Yeah.
Okay, Bridger, what about you?
Honestly, man, I like Kyoto. He's a good player, but I have no idea who the guy is who just came on. I like I said, I focus more on the USL side of things, but so this guy I really have no idea. But if you say he's a like for like, man, I mean, let's see if he is.
Yeah, he's actually a little bit more talented. And we were talking about Celtic earlier. He was rumored to be going to Celtic in the offseason, $6 million. I think Houston was holding out for like 8 to 10. And then also Turkey, somewhere in Turkey he wanted to go to. But he's a really talented player.
Who's the guy who left? Was it Houston or he left some MLS club and went to Turkey? I can't.
Kyle Larin? From Orlando City?
No. It was another guy. He was a winger. I think he was from. No, he played for FC Dallas. He was Colombian winger.
Fabian Castillo.
Yeah. Well, how's he? I have not heard from him since. Well, obviously it's a Turkish league, so I don't really hear much.
I think he went to Trabzonspor, if I remember correctly, and I haven't heard much about him.
They're doing very well. Top 4.
Trabzonspor is?
Yeah,
Maurice Edu
fourth last I looked a couple days ago.
I remember when Maurice Edu was there, actually. He was there on loan from Stoke for a year because he wasn't getting playing time, and he actually did really well. And I think at the time they wanted to sign him permanently, but he didn't. I guess something fell through and he didn't go.
This game is they're playing like it's the 90th minute, and it is like this game is like bonkersly open.
You're partly ahead of me, so like you're saying all this shit, and I'm like, damn it, what's going on?
No, I get what he said. It literally looked like they were trying to scramble like a last minute chance.
Yeah, and it's the 65th, 66th minute.
It's because it's serious shit.
All right. So speaking of Champions League and Bayern Munich, what are you thinking about the Liverpool Bayern?
Bayern Munich's gonna win.
So yeah, I was gonna say that anyway, but honestly, I went to I went and saw it with my buddy. I drove all the way to like Colombia to see it with him, but it was not worth the 30-minute drive for me to go to Colombia to see this game. It was boring, but then again, I'm thinking about it, and it was really, really smart on Bayern just to sit back and try to like basically break up their play. Don't allow them to counter on you quickly. Sit back deep. Basically soak up pressure to see if you can get a 0-0 draw or at least get a 1-0 win out of it, and then take it home. And then I honestly think they're going to win it at home. Even with Virgil van Dijk coming back, I think it'll be like a 2-1, 1-0 game if it sticks. So it'll be something like that. But Bayern have been very disappointing this year, so I don't really know. Honestly, any team could win, really. But if Bayern defends like they did in the first game, and if they could get a little bit more motivation in their attack, I feel like they can pull off something and win it.
So full disclosure, Christian and I are Liverpool fans.
Don't worry, my best friend's a Liverpool fan, and we always talk shit. So
all right, cool.
I mean, I don't care what team you support. That's all chill.
Yeah. No,
I actually, it's funny because like about 4 or 5 years ago is when I really started watching Bayern games, mostly because my whole family on my dad's side is from Germany, and basically my grandma is from Peine, Germany, which is kind of close to where Bremen and Hanover is.
Okay.
My last name is Pretz, and there's actually a town called Pretzville. And so no relation.
Pretzel?
No, Pretz. It's like pretzel without the EL at the end. Oh, trust me, I'm Coach Pretzel when I go to school now. So. But I mean, they're all from Germany, and I was just kind of like, you know what? Since Everton isn't in champ, I was an Everton fan actually.
Oh,
So because Tim Howard was there, I know, right? Because Tim Howard was there, and Lane and Donovan used to go there. And I'm actually a goalie. I was a goalie all through high school until my last year at college. And basically, I was, I only watched him because I was a big Tim Howard fan and all that stuff. So he was there. And then, but the thing is, once Champions League would be going on, I'm like, well, who am I going to support? Everton's not in there. So I kind of stuck with it. And at the time, this was around obviously when Bayern were like, holy cow, they were just amazing, So I kind of bandwagoned with them, but then I've stuck with them for, the last 6 years. So they've kind of became my team. And then I've just kind of completely.
Wow, you really stuck with them through all their winning.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I'm sticking with them now. And I stuck with them when they didn't make it far in Champions League, when they lost to Real Madrid on some bullshit. But
Bullshit.
I'm not going to bring that up. That was tough.
Wait for Madrid.
Yeah, no, we're German too. Knittel's our last name. Family's mainly from the Stuttgart area, but been over to Germany a bunch of times, and yeah.
So Bavarian, Stuttgart.
Kind of, yeah.
It's around that lower part, that southern German part.
It's in the Schwarzwald, right?
Yeah, it's more to the west of Bavaria, but it's great kind of in that area. I think technically we're from Franken, which is an old area of Germany, kind of more central, southern central.
Oh, cool.
Franken, yeah.
I have no idea where my family's from. I just know that they are from Germany.
Oh, wow.
I didn't get the history lesson either.
All of us have got German.
My grandmother's, my mom's, on my mom's side, her dad came over to the U.S. Her last name was Smith originally, so, but I don't know from where.
Ooh.
This game.
You are right there, Christian.
So this game's really opened up. Guastatoya's had a couple chances. Now they're building a little bit of pressure, getting another corner here. And I think we said it earlier, but Noob was chiming in. Fabian Castillo was the guy in Turkey. I think we said it earlier, but just wanted to circle back on that conversation from FC Dallas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And oh my goodness.
Bicycles.
Nope. And Houston does a good job of closing things out. Getting back to the sub a minute ago with Manotas coming on, it was what we were talking about, Drew, before everyone else joined. So it looks like Elise and Manotas were healthy enough to make the bench. And so I guess it was a tactical decision not to play them, either with an eye to MLS. And it's even.
Wow. I'm behind. I am so behind. I can't even see it.
They just cleared it on my stream, too.
Lovely ball in behind. Fantastic run by the forward. Very well-weighted pass and just a clip to the far post. I think on the run of play, especially in the second half, I think that's deserved of Guastatoya. And it's 1-1 on aggregate.
It looked like everyone in the stadium just celebrated, and that's Houston. Yeah.
So Guastatoya definitely looked like the better team. They looked like they've wanted it more.
Oh, it's just a lovely pass in behind and just a lovely chipped finish off the far post. Excellent work. Downtown Days, I know I commented back to you, but yeah, if you're not already watching the Houston match, definitely turn it on. It is definitely more entertaining than the other match happening.
Yeah, that's a great chip. Off the post.
Lovely.
Get him post. Christian, are you like watching like some like WWE stuff or what?
Huh?
What?
I keep hearing like someone like watching like something in the background.
It's not me.
WWE. I don't think that's.
I can see that being Christian.
No,
Definitely not.
Yeah,
me.
that was actually more me when growing up. I was into that.
Really? You were
yeah,
a WWE kid.
It was only for about like 3 or 4 years, but I got super into it.
John Cena.
My WWE was my brother beating me up, so that's about all I can say about that.
My WWE was the stuffed pillow that I pretended to be my brother and I beat the shit out of.
Wait, does anybody else remember those? You could get like the WWE like guys that they're like these foam pillow like guys, but they're like the actual shape of the dudes. Like you could get them as like Goldberg was one of them.
I think I did.
No, I did not know.
Oh, well, I had one. I had one. Never watched WWE, but my dad thought it'd be cool for me to have a Goldberg.
Nice.
So, yeah. He looked exactly like my dad, too. It was weird. Just that mustache and then the like bald head. Just normal dad look.
The massive neck.
Did your dad get you a pillow of himself and just tell you it was Goldberg?
He's like, I love you, but I'm gonna go get a pack of smokes and not be back for 20 years. So, I'm kidding. My dad was there. I'm kidding. My dad was there. He came back.
I was the only one to laugh at that because I really did realize he was just making a joke out of it.
Well,
and everyone else thought it was serious.
First time we're talking, I didn't know how to react to that.
That's the best part, man. I'm like kind of like an open book. You guys don't even know. I could say something. You guys be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like, dude, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Nah, I'm fucking with you.
What?
Stuff. Good stuff. Christian is just like dumbfounded right now.
Yeah, he is. You're right. Yeah.
Drew, I do hear some sort of background. I don't know.
It's definitely noob, and I'm just gonna throw that out there. Sorry to throw
No,
you
it's
under the
not
bus,
noob.
But it only started when he started eating the chips when he first got on, and
Christian's been keeping tabs on you, noob.
Let's get the noob scouting report. Christian, over to you.
I think he stormed out of the room. I'm just
Either that or Scrabble
Life
things. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was looking up some stuff on the. Guatemala National League.
Anything interesting happening?
Not apparently as interesting. Whatever was going on there sounds like I missed some shenanigans.
oh yeah,
Shenanigans. A little bit. Christian was blaming you for different things.
Speaking of Guatemala,
I live merely to be the scapegoat for some portion of Christian's life angle.
But speaking of Guatemala and football or whatever, Carlos Ruiz was a beast.
Yeah.
That dude was unreal. And what did he play until he was like 38?
Oh yeah, he was a Union player for a half season. He played. Yeah,
he wasn't very good there. I mean, he was okay, but
he had one of the best goals ever.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, he scored. He wasn't very good, but he scored one of the greatest goals that a Union player has ever scored.
That dude was a beast. He was a nutcase though.
The wheels. We got the wheels.
67 international goals. Albert Elite. Oh my God, what a counter! That is what I was talking about. Why are these guys not in from the beginning? This is what it's so exactly what I've been saying. Elise to Minotas. Why weren't they starting? But I guess it worked out.
Blondie Kid fan, man.
Wow, that was a great goal. I'm so far behind.
Yeah, they just started with the header.
That is a lovely place. Fortunate bounce, but
so lucky that he got by him, though.
Yeah, but you make your own luck.
He's wheeling on that thing.
And that is just an absolutely perfect ball in. Curved. Oh, my gosh. What a fantastic ball.
Put them boosters on.
Why Celtic and Turkish teams were looking at this player.
Okay, now that you mention him, I totally remember them actually interested in him.
Fucking Chelsea jacket at this game. Are you kidding me right now?
Chelsea, what's wrong with Chelsea? Chelsea's the best, man, right?
Oh my gosh, I'm so scared for Pulisic there.
Yeah,
that team is in so much turmoil.
Everyone's worried.
I would. Our youngest little guy is gonna be going there, and
our youngest,
not our youngest, but like our main guy is going there.
No, I was just laughing at the way you phrased that.
Yeah, I didn't mean it like he's obviously not our youngest, and obviously like he's just such a big part of our national team, man. I'm just afraid he's gonna go there and it's just gonna be a bad situation for him.
Yeah, I didn't love that he made that decision, but ultimately, I mean, he's found a way to just persevere in his young career already.
Everton.
Yeah. Noob, coming back to you with the Guatemalan League, anything you found interesting?
The one thing that, and maybe you guys touched on this earlier, but Houston better beat this team. Guastatoya, up until their last two full half seasons, had never won, and I think there's somewhat brief history just since like the 2010s. But they're not doing well in the apertura in their league at all. So for a team that's supposed to be in form, they're not, and yet they're giving Houston a lot of trouble today, apparently.
Yeah, No, so we hadn't touched on that. And I mean, in fairness, this is Houston's second competitive game of the season, so they're still in somewhat preseason form. And Houston wasn't exactly lighting the world on fire in MLS last year. They have good attacking talent, but they
beat Philly Union.
Well, here in the Claus Tour,
Who didn't?
Guastatoya, and they're domestic. They're not even averaging a goal a game.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that kind of in the first match where they weren't able to score, so that doesn't surprise me. I didn't know that, and so that's interesting input.
Did
Thank you
Did
for that.
Houston win the U.S. Open Cup? Is that why they're in?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
They beat the team Christian and I support the
The
Union.
Philly Union.
Oh, lovely count, lovely cut. Oh, just missed.
Oh,
Lovely play from Garza.
Yes.
Garza there.
Oh, there it is. I just heard it. Someone just heard it.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it is.
yeah.
So it's the match.
It's the game.
Yeah, it's the match.
I know, but who is that I'm hearing it in the background for?
Do you want me to say it again?
It's not Noob. I think it's Bridger.
No, it's not me. It's because I'm behind. So what I just
Right.
heard happened before I even heard it.
Oh, damn. All right, it's Christian.
It's
Sorry,
definitely-
guys, can't blame it on the new
Just all
guy.
across from me.
Detective Pikachu thinks that it's Christian.
Oh my god!
Those ads have been really
Oh
funny.
my god! I want to see it so badly. It's
Yeah.
gonna be great.
Is it gonna be a Pokemon movie or is it just like
Yeah.
a parody movie?
No,
No, it's supposed to be a legit Pokemon movie.
It's
Oh, with Ryan Reynolds, you think it would be a Bonic Garcia?
Yeah,
That dude's still alive?
still around, still kicking it.
Dude, after that leg break, man, I thought he was over. I thought he was
Ugh.
done. I'm sorry to bring that up, guys. That leg break was
Ugh.
disgusting, but I'm surprised he's even still like kicking.
Oh, he's trying to break someone else's leg right now.
Oh, lovely ball.
Come on, they got to get a
What
goal.
this far?
Oh, he's gonna. Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh, that would have been a hell of an entrance. My goodness.
Basically,
Came
his
on
first,
and
like,
immediately
5
made it.
touches.
Yeah, that was fantastic play.
And the game's wide open again. Here we go.
Loving it. And so, I mean, I know I was criticizing earlier for not starting these guys, but I mean, maybe Wilmer Cabrera, did the right thing by bringing them off the bench.
Fresh. Oh, damn.
Whoa!
Clearly effective. And they weren't effective from the start last time, so maybe they're better in this sub role. So got to give him credit, even if he is wearing a terrible suit.
Dude, come on. It's llamas.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
that
you're
is pretty
talking about,
ugly.
Llamas.
Wait a second. How did Houston not score that?
He's got to use his left foot there, man. I mean, he went to like
He could
use his
use
right foot.
anything there. He
Right
could've
here, look.
fucking fell to the ground and headed that in. He was.
He
one-on-one with
definitely
the
could have
goalie
done something better.
Should have used his left foot. I mean, he used his right, switched to his right foot, put him off balance. Should have just used his left.
Are you talking about he's got llamas on his tie? Is that why you keep saying llamas?
I just keep saying llamas because it's not probably llamas on his tie, but I keep thinking it is.
Okay, and that's how we got in the whole Emperor's New Groove thing.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
So there we go. We come
All
full circle.
full circle. But no, for real, Ryan Reynolds as freaking Pikachu is going to be really interesting.
That's what I think it's going to be a joke movie because, like, if you put Ryan Reynolds in anything, I can't take it serious.
Comedy.
I saw a promo of it, and it's definitely a comedy, but it's they're taking it as seriously as something like that can be.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good analysis of it.
And how does Ryan Reynolds' voice fit Pikachu's
It's gonna
voice?
be
It
like
doesn't because Pikachu I thought was supposed to be more of like a female.
No, that's his like Pokemon voice or whatever. But the
Right,
whole
but I
thing is
thought-
like it's being translated, right? It's like the guy can understand.
The guy can understand, and it's just Ryan Reynolds' regular voice, which sort of gives me hope that maybe he'll cuss a bunch like he does in, I guess, Deadpool.
Oh
or
my
even
god, I would
Back to the
love
Late
if they did like an R-rated Pikachu detective.
There's no way they're going to because they're
That
going to
would
be out
be
on all the
fun
kids.
as
Yeah.
shit. Deadpool related.
It'd be amazing, but there's no way they're going to miss out on the marketing opportunity.
Next movie, it's going to be Pikachu versus Deadpool.
Oh my god.
Like Freddy versus Jason, but
but not.
Ooh,
yeah,
shit.
not at all.
Is that Boniek Garcia again?
Yeah,
He is making an impact here.
he is
Doing
Super
fantastic
sub,
work.
but I'm pretty sure he just broke his back though.
He definitely died.
Knee to the ass.
My
He-
back was broken.
Death
No.
with yellow card.
Oh no, he landed on his ass.
He got ground to ass. He just got
Bone breaker.
Dangerous free kick here, Houston. This is fantastic shooting opportunity. A little bit probably wider. than what you'd love. But
Hey, Dave.
A yellow card seemed a little harsh there.
I was okay with the yellow card there. It was I think if Boniek gets by him and is able to get the ball, it's a scoring opportunity. So I'm okay with the yellow card. What about you guys?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Christian,
Yeah.
you just said my name.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say, what does Mike Tyson say that kind of injury was? It's spinal.
What does that mean? What do you mean?
Oh,
my goodness! What? Fortunate deflection, but I have him on my fantasy MLS team.
Damn, I am so far behind.
And it's in.
I just saw it myself.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Kansas City.
Really excited for lunch tomorrow.
What?
I can eat food again. I'm hungry.
Wait, so what'd you do? Just do like a only water cleansing diet or what?
Smoothies. So 4 smoothies yesterday, 4 smoothies today. And then we eat solid food again tomorrow at lunch.
So basically, you're going to have the shits for the next 3 days.
No. We've done this a bunch of times.
Gonna have the squirts.
No, it's not. It's not like that.
Squirtle.
Okay. Tied it into the Pokemon. There we go.
What's
was it
that
this much fun
Pokemon?
for the first match?
It's Pikachu. Squirtle. Fuck. It's Clefairy. Fuck.
It's Jigglypuff.
What is going on?
I don't really know. But
Come on, you don't remember that from all the freaking Pokemon episodes? Who's that Pokemon?
Oh, no, I know that.
It's Pikachu.
Squirtle.
Clefairy. Fuck.
Oh, I have seen that video.
I'm quoting that Vine that dude made.
Yeah.
I miss Vine.
Should have never been stopped.
I think this. What do we think? Is this tie over? I don't think
Yes.
Guastatoya. Anyway, they're scoring 2 goals in the last few minutes here.
You never know.
Oh.
But yeah, you're probably right. That guy looks like he's
their
like
coach does not look
45.
hopeful.
That number 19 looks like he's 45. He's like a little fat guy.
Oh my
He's
goodness!
like the Latin sigh.
He has cankles.
So did Psy. That's what Gangnam Style is.
Don't talk shit about Total.
Oh, lovely work. Oh, dangerous header back.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
Good work by Elise there. Put him under pressure. So I didn't.
Bacon and eggs, dear. The fact that we're just going through all these old videos on
What?
YouTube.
I don't think that was
That was a
Reminiscing.
great tackle. What is? Yeah,
What? Why is
That
that
is
a
not-
foul?
that is not a
yellow?
foul. Man, that is
There's
not a
no
yellow card.
reason for that. That's absolute horseshit. No way. He didn't hit him with that second foot. No way. That is not a 2-footed tackle.
I think it was studs exposed is what the ref called, but I think
I
they're
don't
both going for the ball. Yeah, I'm with you,
don't
Christian.
think so.
Studsies.
Well, I'm trying to give you the perspective of what the referee saw, and so
The referee is wrong. The referee is a wanker.
But
as we would
Where's
say.
the contact on the player that causes him to go like that,
referee is a
though?
wanker.
he got the ball, and then the player followed
Rip it.
into the
Hit it.
guy's foot. Not good.
Yeah, that was bad.
Like a
That wasn't a foul.
Bad for Central American clubs right now. Yeah, Daniel. Panama got through, so you can feel bad for Saprissa and Guastatoya, but Independiente got through, so you can be happy about that one. And we still have Alianza tomorrow. I don't expect them to get a result against Monterrey, but
Independiente's not going any further. Saprissa, I thought that's usually like Latin America's best hope for stuff like this, aren't they?
yeah.
Who would Independiente play in the next leg?
I'm not sure, but I can't imagine they're going to be favored in any way.
Because doesn't Houston would play the winner of the Sporting KC game, right?
SKC Toluca. I can't remember the bracket off the top of my head.
What the hell was that?
But yeah, Noob, you're 100% correct. I think Saprissa would have been Central America's best shout. But who knows what's going to happen with Herediano? I mean, Atlanta is down in a hole. They did not play well at all. I mean, they have a new manager. You don't know how they're gonna play. I heard it's not going to be at Mercedes-Benz Arena. It's going to be at Bobby Dodd, which I found interesting. I'm not sure why.
Feliz Bobby Dodd.
Somebody might have shouted it already. I'm not sure, but I've got the bracket in front of me, and short of a massive comeback, Independiente will get SKC.
Okay.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because we thought SKC was playing.
Oh, what a ball! Oof.
Or we thought SKC was playing the winner of the Houston series. So, I mean, SKC.
The winner of the Houston series gets Tigres.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's gonna be a tough one for for Houston. Excuse me. 2 orange teams though, so that'll be fun.
Aren't you glad to see that?
Noob, what are the other matchups if you're looking at the bracket?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I am, because that's what I is good for. Let's see here. Well, okay, from the top of the bracket, Alianza Monterrey wins scoreless match 1. Whoever wins that will probably get Herediano.
Monterrey.
Independiente, as we discussed, probably gets Kansas City as they're up 3-0.
Yep.
Tigres and what's looking like Houston, and then oh my gosh, I missed this entirely. Santos beat Marathon out of what is that, Nicaragua or somewhere?
6-2.
No, Honduras 6-2. Short of a Pantoja comeback, they will get Red Bulls.
Okay, interesting.
That'd be a good game.
So they're gonna
be a good one.
Santos Red Bull is gonna be good.
Honestly, Tigres and Houston, I think would be a great game to watch.
Houston,
I see where you guys are more concerned about the defending side of Houston, but
yes,
the other thing to consider
specifically against Ener Valencia,
they are pacey, but I think that Houston has a similar style that I think can keep up with them. It's kind of like I think it's like a poor man's view to it, but
yeah. Well, Houston's going to have to travel for the second leg. I think little things like that are going to matter a whole lot with some of these matches, because everything's being determined by the results of this first round in terms of who gets to who travels second for the quarterfinals.
Is it based now? How did that was that determined by who scored more goals?
Yeah, how does that work?
All it's saying here that I'm seeing is which team had the better performance. Differential, and then away goals, but that is a guess on my part.
Better performance. Well, that's
a
weighted question.
Oh, lovely ball in behind. At least can he make it?
Please.
Oh wow!
Oh, what a save!
Excellent save.
Son of a biscuit.
Has anyone here watched Would I Lie to You yet?
Oh man, that's a fantastic show.
It is the best.
What show?
Would I Lie to You? It's on YouTube. Highly recommend.
Okay.
It's a British game show where there's 2 teams and it's a panel of 3. One person reads a card and the other team just grills them with questions and tries to find out if it's true or false. So funny.
Yeah,
so good.
Entertaining.
It's a bunch of comedians and television but it's absolutely incredible.
Did Santos win this a couple of years ago? The CCL?
Yeah, I believe so. I think when Hercules Gomez was there.
I was about to ask you, was Hercules Gomez on that team whenever they won it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was.
Is he how many is he the only American to win it?
I don't know. Like what's oh god, who's the hell's the center back that's still down there?
Gonzalez?
No, begins with a V. He had like a cameo with the US and then he hasn't really played much. I want to say Villanueva, but I don't think
that's not right.
Well, wait, who won it last year?
Chivas.
Okay. Oh yeah.
He plays for America.
Christian, what was the name of that show again?
Would I Lie to You? Would I Lie to You?
I was just wondering to see how many Americans have actually won the CCL.
Chivas in penalties last year.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the hell was his name. Alvarez?
That doesn't begin with a V.
No, it's not him.
Just thought I'd throw that out there.
No, I know. I think his name begins with a V. I'm not certain of it.
Did Omar Gonzalez win it?
No, I don't think he's won it.
Why did I think that I saw him with that trophy?
I don't know. I could be wrong.
Alvarado? Is that who you're thinking of?
Yeah. Alvarado.
Oh, yeah. Club America.
Yeah, I think he was on Club America when they won.
He's been there since 2012, so probably.
Huh. So 3 at least? 4? Or 2?
Joe Corona is still down there.
Oh, yeah. Joe Corona. Who was it?
Joe Corona. Dang it. Someone beat me to it.
Orozco.
Yarbo.
Yarborough.
Yarborough, the goalkeeper. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Greg Garza's down there.
No, he's not.
Says he is.
Well, wherever you're looking.
Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Edgar Castillo.
Yeah, he's not there. Saprissa made Tigres look ridiculous. Pundits were bashing Tigres. Yeah, downtown days. I would agree with that. Yeah. Saprissa started really well the first 15 minutes, and then just that own goal just completely unsettled them, and that was just the end.
I'm getting off. I have to go to sleep.
All right. So, yeah, we're wrapping up here. So everyone that has joined us, thank you. Christian, thanks for being here.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, guys, anything you want to plug? Anything you want to shout people out?
Lie to you. Watch it.
Drew, anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Sure. Quick plug. I'll just throw out the Twitter FPL League. You guys are welcome to always follow that and join us on Twitter. Something I started up to have a little fun with a bunch of people in the Twitter community for Premier League. So if you want to go ahead and join or follow, you can definitely do that. It's the handle is TVITTER League LEAG. Able to fit the E.
Clever, because you use 2 V's to substitute for the W.
You can't. Yes, because you can't actually put Twitter in your handle.
Yeah. Bridger, anything you want to plug?
Not really anything yet. Obviously, if I actually wind up making my own, podcast, that'd be cool. But no, I just want to say thank you guys for letting me join and talk with you guys, and I hope I can keep doing this. I mean, a lot of fun talking to you guys. So.
Of course, man. Yeah, if you're around, I'm always happy to have other people here. We're going to be doing this again tomorrow night. Daniel, I'll answer your question in 1 second. And Noob, anything you want to plug?
I'm going to see Fighting with my family tomorrow. Everybody should see it. It's supposed to be good, and The Rock needs your money.
Yeah, fair enough. Also, make sure to check out soccernoob.com. If he's not going to plug it, I'll plug it for him. He's doing some awesome things with his blog. Really creative stuff with just taking a sarcastic kind of look at covering soccer. And so definitely check that out, soccernoob.com. Daniel had one question before we get out of here. From a business standpoint, why hasn't anyone with deep pockets invested in a club in an unknown league in Central America and dominate that league and possibly CONCACAF? I have lots of thoughts on this. Drew, any thoughts?
I just think it'd be I think it'd just be really difficult to get the ball rolling. I know there's a lot of political nonsense in that area. I don't know. I think it'd be just an extremely risky decision in the business side of things.
Agreed. Bridger, any thoughts?
I go with that as well. I think it would really, really, really tough for you to make any of your money back, mostly because there's not a lot of viewership, I guess, like worldwide with any of the Central American leagues. So I feel like it would be mostly just a billionaire piling money into a league where he's not going to get a lot of money back. So I don't think it would be very good on a business standpoint.
Noob, any other thoughts?
I think you would have more of a chance of making a lot more of your money back if you went to one of the weaker, but I'm not talking about the islands, but go to South America instead, get into CONMEBOL and dump a bunch of money into an Ecuadorian team if you've got coin to spend, something like that, and see how powerful you can get with very little competition.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. The reality of the situation is CONCACAF is nowhere near as strong as a business as either CONMEBOL or even Liga MX and MLS. Like Liga MX and MLS from a business standpoint are kind of propping up CONCACAF. Like this Champions League, it's on it's on Yahoo. I don't think they paid online. I don't think they paid a ton of money for it. Like they're not generating a ton of money from this. And if you're investing in one of those Central American leagues, just the appeal, broadly speaking, from a business standpoint, for a business owner to make a ton of money, like at this point, the way soccer's moving and just the way that the global economy works, like there needs to be global appeal for a billionaire or someone with deep pockets to really get a return on their investment. And that's not going to happen.
Dump some money into an Ascenso MX team and hope that you can force your way into, the top league. That'd be the smarter way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's well said. So excellent question, Daniel. And with that, guys, I think we're going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody who has joined both in speaking with me as well as joined our chat. We really, really appreciate it. We're going to be back again tomorrow night talking about the matches that are happening, stalling half a second to look up who exactly is playing. And it is New York Red Bulls. We're going to be watching that match against Pantoja over the Santos Marathon match that's already done. And then Monterrey versus Alianza. I'm looking forward to it. I hope Alianza puts up a better fight than Saprissa, but I don't have a ton of confidence. But we're going to be back tomorrow talking about all that. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Hope everybody has a wonderful evening, and we'll talk to you soon. See you.